Hey, what's up, guys? This is Cryptic Heartland Podcast, episode number 143. We are back in action. Sorry about the little delay there. We took some time off just to tend to family things and just life in general. I know you can't see me, you can hear my voice. For some reason, my camera's acting up, so it's alright.
It's gotta be something, right?
Always, yeah. But you don't need to see, like I told Jason and them, you don't need to see my dumb face. That's all right. But, of course, I am Leo. I'm one of the hosts of Cryptic Heartland. In front of me, I got Jason, I got Andy, and I got Dan the Man.
What's up, everybody?
So, where's everybody been? It's been forever since we've done this actual show. I don't remember if I know how to do it anymore.
Been a hot minute.
Yeah, it has. No, we've been dealing with different types of things. And
Oh, yeah.
Crazy life, you know.
Crazy life,
yep.
illnesses, and all that. That kind of took a toll on a bunch of us. So,
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I'm trying to do
We did get a couple public investigations in there
Yeah.
just before all this went
Yeah.
down on us,
Working
though,
with
which is good.
working
Yeah.
with Kathy with Ghost Tours of Kansas, that was fun. We'll talk about both of those locations here tonight, because I mean, we've been meaning to for a long time to talk about both of them. One we'd already done. No, actually, both of them are new to us. So
Yeah.
Did you get kidnapped by Sasquatch?
No.
You got some. Ray commented Jason got
Oh no.
kidnapped
not
by
yet.
Sasquatch.
I haven't been out there to allow it to happen, but I would allow it to happen.
Well, you know, they're right now in Texas. They're looking for some people to go out and hang out in the woods and become a test subject for a Bigfoot hunt.
I mean, that's called hunters. You know, they do that too.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Want to bait
Honestly.
you? Yeah, human bait.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that, but I don't think Sasquatch is going to actually just come running up and
No.
do anything. You know, I mean, that they haven't been caught for a reason. So
Well, you know, we really haven't gone to Texas and tried any Bigfoot juice. So if we grab our leftover Bigfoot juice and take it out there.
well, we were going to spray rope down with it.
Exactly.
Leave him out there,
Yeah.
tie him up to a tree.
And that's why Bigfoot's the reigning champion of not being found.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, of course. But no, I'm glad to be back, man. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
I've missed us being together. It's been good on what investigations we have done, but it's been nice. Be nice to kind of get back and.
You didn't bring any leftovers, though. I'm kind of upset about that. I seen where you went today.
But
leftovers for what?
Bob and Luigi's.
Ah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
thought you meant something.
Okay, next
somewhere you
time, let's just plan something and we'll all go to Bob and Luigi's together.
yeah, we need to.
And we could call it a team building thing.
Oh shoot! About a week ago, I brought home like a whole stack of pizzas from there. You know.
Really?
Yeah. Corey
Now
and
you're in the
everybody was at
doghouse,
home
too.
was like wanting some, so I brought it home, and oh god, it was so good. But anyway.
Yeah, I went out there too.
So how?
Last week.
Did you?
Yeah.
Sweet.
He wasn't there, only Cody was there. That's how Cody. I haven't seen Cody in years,
Yeah.
probably, and it's good to see him too.
Yeah.
Sorry, go
absolutely.
ahead. You were going to say something?
I was just gonna ask you how you've been doing.
Who?
You,
No one knows I'm here.
Mr. Man, who has no face up there.
Nobody can see me. Thank God. I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Just been busy working and stuff, living life.
Yeah.
Yep. That's about it. Nothing too exciting. I haven't gone to any of the investigations lately.
Yeah. You haven't
We've
really.
missed you
Yeah,
on
you
them.
haven't had a chance to do a lot of that at
Yeah.
all. So.
Yep, that's okay. I'm not. I'll get back out there eventually. Just a matter of time.
Yeah, we went to Holton. God, when was that?
Yep.
July?
Yeah.
Which Holton's the Hotel Josephine.
Yeah, Hotel
right?
Josephine.
Okay.
I think we went in July for that. Had not much of the team was there.
But we still had fun.
Oh yeah.
You mean not
And
much?
then
Oh wait, I'm thinking of the other one. Sorry.
And then the hotel,
Oh, I didn't make
the
that
Wolf Hotel.
Yeah,
we
you were
had pretty much the
there,
whole group.
Jason,
Yeah. Sorry.
I
Was
think
that
it was
July?
just us three, because you and Dana had the room
Yeah,
next
and
to
Chris.
Faith.
Oh, yeah, Chris is there,
Yeah,
yeah.
Chris, too. Sorry, Chris.
But
Well,
you
yeah.
know, it was nice at the Wolf Hotel to have pretty much the whole group there except for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you and Chris. the only
Oh,
guy-
Chris didn't go to that one.
Yeah, he didn't make
I know
it.
he went to the hotel. Oh, sorry, Josephine, didn't
Yeah,
Okay.
he did.
Which the Wolf, I mean, it was surprising to me that Yeah, it was a little slow here and there, but man, we did get some pretty good stuff when we did get
I
it.
agree with that.
Do you have pictures of
Yep.
either one?
Yep.
You can post one up and we'll just talk about each one as we do it.
We can
I
do
still need to
that.
get through my
Kinda.
recorder from that night.
You got a quarter?
A recorder,
Oh, you got a recorder, yeah.
You want a quarter?
What are we starting with?
It doesn't matter. Either one. Whichever one you find
Well, you
first.
already, we already did the Hotel Josephine, didn't we?
Yeah.
So let's do it.
No, we haven't talked about it,
You didn't
have
go
we?
again.
Nope.
You went again?
No, we haven't talked about it since the first time we went. We were
I'm
supposed to,
Right, we didn't
and
go
then we
again.
never
Yeah,
made
yeah,
it
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
back to the
That's what I
show
was
when we've
thinking,
been
sorry.
gone.
I think the last one we talked about Josephine because that was right after Josephine.
Because I was sending you all kinds of pictures there from Hotel Josephine. And,
Yeah. I think I got a lot of pictures of the rooms that I sent him.
Yeah. It's okay, you know. Both hotels. I don't know if the Wolf Hotel is claiming anything except they just allow investigations to happen. You know they have stuff that happens, but you know Hotel Josephine is just right off the bat. The new owners are claiming it's the most haunted hotel in the state of Kansas, which I don't know. I think it's kind of rough, or it's not a good thing to just kind of self-proclaim that in any way.
No.
You know, because we've been to, like, you know, the Midland Railroad Hotel,
Mhm.
where we've gotten tons of activity and everything, and that one to me is, you know, up there with hotels that are highly haunted.
We've all,
But up there on the picture, though, we got behind us, we've got the Wolf Hotel. This one I was really excited to go to.
Yeah.
We had, you know, it's got the history of the underground tunnels and everything, and of course Jake had the photograph that he took there from years ago before he was even on the group and everything. But the tunnels are massive. I mean, they span, I don't know how far they go.
They were
It's not
pretty
just under
amazing.
the hotel, it goes off.
across the street
Across the
and
street
along
and
the streets.
yeah.
Some are actually blocked off now, but I mean, a lot of them are still existent there,
Yeah.
so which is nice. The old bathhouse underground, that's nice, and
Barbershop.
the
and,
barber shop, the
Yeah.
doctor's office-ish, kind of, sort of.
the whorehouse room.
Yes.
That I'm sure we all paid that night.
Well, I mean, everybody was putting money on the bed because that's, you know, the story is you
Mhm.
put money on the bed and everything. But,
And we had
but we were getting activity, you know. I mean,
We
I was
were.
with you, and we were getting plenty of activity on the SLS
Yeah.
camera with that, and it was weird. It was
Yeah, we
weird.
had a gal with 2 teenagers in our group, and like Renee and Stacy and I, and like 2 gals and 1 guy, and then a gal and 2 teenage girls, and we had a lot happening in the bathhouse with
Yeah.
the whorehouse, but
The
we
whorehouse.
couldn't say too much as we wanted to because we had 2 teenagers with us, but it was still, those tunnels were amazing.
Oh, our teenagers, they
They
were
know,
ripe. They fed everything out to them.
but like the mom in our group and the 2 girls were good, but they weren't like very talkative, so we didn't know
Oh, ours
how
were
far
boys.
we could go. So we kept it PG because
Yeah.
you know they.
But yeah, if you see over here, you know, above Andy and Dan, that's just you know, one of the tunnels.
So there's multiple
That's
tunnels.
at the bathhouse.
Yeah, it goes in multiple areas, like the saloon down there. It's all down there.
Yeah.
They have like even like a little. It looks like a little cafe and street sitting area
Right.
and everything
Yeah.
like that down there. And,
See, I was always under the impression it was going to be just one tunnel underneath the building. I didn't know it had
oh
multiple tunnels.
no, it goes in different
Multiple
directions.
tunnels.
Yeah, you could go
multiple
like
rooms.
here, there, kind of all over, and you
Yeah,
like there was one on the left side that didn't really go anywhere. It was kind of like a bricked room, not a rocked room, but
Uh-huh.
there you could go different ways.
So what's the purpose of the tunnels?
it was like the Prohibition days, is from what I understand back in those times, and
Well, then
pretty
the
much
one,
everything.
yeah, on the one side of the road where the bathhouse and everything was, they had dual tunnels. So they had a limestone wall in between them.
Uh-huh.
One was limestone, the other one was brick. The brick one was used for bringing coal and stuff into the locations to heat the locations downstairs.
Interesting.
And
Yeah, it was very cool. I mean, it was awesome to see it all.
Yeah,
My favorite part of the whole hotel was dining hall. You know, I was just
Yes.
captivated by the fact of and the story of that guy who sat there, ordered his food, and then shot himself after everybody had left, and they were trying to like not hurry him along, but kept telling him, you know, it's time, you know, we're getting ready to close up, and then he takes the pistol and shoots himself, but nobody heard it though.
And the bullet hole still.
Yeah.
And the ceiling was pretty neat.
And the thing is, the thing with, should I spoil the thing on the picture? How we determine the information
Do you have
on
the
it?
picture?
I do.
Okay.
Are we go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, we can show it. I mean, we left the picture
that's
with
fine.
them and everything.
We'll go to the dining room and we'll go and story on the dining room.
Yeah.
We'll go to
real quick.
the dining room first.
Yeah,
let's
so
go
that
there.
we're
Yeah.
not kind of jumping around all over the place. Kind of keep it consistent.
Yep.
Because that's where we
But,
kind of started with. We jumped in on the tour. The lady of the hotel was giving a tour to a bunch of guests. We just happened to be in there, so we kind of like merged into their story time, and that's where, you know, I got to hear the whole story of the gentleman in there. Oh man, I forgot his name.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I got it right
I got
here.
photographs, but yeah.
Yeah.
Since it's been like a month.
This is the dining room behind you guys right now.
Nope.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
And
Took a
then I'll put up the other picture in just a second of the
Bernard.
hotel.
Yeah, Bernard.
Yeah, Bernard Millet.
Yeah. So I can tell the story if you want. Because I kind of just listened to the lady at the hotel tell the story, and then I told it to the group that night, to the guests in our group and
Go ahead.
everything. So Bernard Millet, back in 1927, he came into town, went and bought himself a brand new suit. Now at the time, the Wolf Hotel, when they expanded the dining hall and restaurant right there, they I guess it was the best hotel restaurant or the best restaurant in the county at the time.
Yeah.
So everybody was like traveling to what city is it in?
Ellenwood.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Was traveling
Right
to
here, right
Ellenwood
there.
just to go eat there and everything. So he showed up, went into town, bought a new suit, and then he went in there, ordered his meal. I guess he ordered a steak and, you know, a pretty expensive meal. He was all dressed up, and when he got his food, he took a couple bites, and then the waitresses said that he just started playing with his food. He didn't really, you know, seem interested in it. Just kept moving the food around, but he kept looking down into his jacket pocket and kept putting his hand down there and feeling around with it. But as time went on that night, guests were leaving and paying, and he ended up being all by himself. When the waitresses kept saying, you know, we're getting ready to leave, and, you know, we're gonna have to go. So he's just like, okay. So they all left the area to go do cleaning and pick up and all that stuff and dishes in the far back. They came back to find him slumped over. They claim they never heard the shot or anything because I guess the way he put the pistol next to his head, it just muffled it enough. And forever in that one picture right above Dan's head, you see the bullet hole. They've never messed with it. They've never gone up there to take it out or anything. So forever right up there. It's amazing. Just I just kind of stared at it for the longest time. I couldn't get past that. Anytime there's a death like that, I just get captivated by it.
There's a more close
Yeah.
up bullet also too.
Yeah.
Kind of zoomed in that Jason had taken. Excuse me.
Yeah. So it's up there. The bullet in his blood.
Yeah, his
Is up there,
DNA
yeah.
and 45
It's just-
caliber bullet.
It's just crazy that he would do that. And there was over the years there was some people in the city that were in the hotel there just going through a bunch of paperwork and stuff, and she realized that, oh my God, this is my mom. She was there that night, you know, and her mom had given a report to the newspaper of the whole event, and the hotel has that clipping there all encased in a frame stuff. So I'm talking about that night. So that's also when when Jake went about his story of his photograph that he caught back I want to say maybe 2015, 2016, or 2013 actually. I think is
Yeah,
when
it
he
was
did
in
it.
that realm.
I think it was 2013. He said when he was there, way before he ever met any of us, and he was a paying guest at another event that was happening there, a paranormal event. And he was standing in the darkness up against the wall, and he was looking at that same view that Leo had just a second ago of the windows and all the tables and chairs and everything. And he took a series of, I believe, 3 photographs.
Hmm.
And in the second photograph, he has a photograph of what looks like a gentleman moving into frame. But that's just in a series of, snap, snap, snap. And just that one photograph has the image of a gentleman standing there, but he's like in motion. You can kind of see he's in motion, wearing a white shirt and black pants, which Leo will get that up here in just a second. But, it's amazing that he was able to capture
Yeah.
Correct.
that photo and present it to them. And once the staff looked at it, they were like, oh my God, I think we know who this is, and it's not Bernard.
No, we all thought it
So-
was a cowboy.
Yeah, we all thought, oh, seriously? So you
Yeah.
actually know? Because we were just kind of, and Jake didn't know either. He was, he was like, finally, maybe I'll get an answer to who it is. Because we just kind of went along with the idea that it was just, it was that guy, so therefore, we went with it.
Hey, Timmy, this is the Wolf Hotel over in Ellenwood, Kansas.
We froze, buddy. Are we still on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you already typed it in. You're fast. My bad.
I did.
But, so,
I
anyway.
didn't want to interrupt Jason. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Yeah. But anyway, so Leo's working on the photographs and everything. But when we showed the photograph to him, it was amazing that to get their reaction to it, that they actually knew who it was and everything. So
Yeah.
what do you think? Are they correct, or do you think it was actually Bernard?
Well, okay, so when she
It's
was...
hard to really tell who
Right.
it is.
When we were sitting there and she was describing everything to the group that we were with, I mean, the actual entirety of the investigation that night, we all went in there and she told us a little bit of the story. And when you guys presented the photograph
Uh-huh.
to the people, and of course, remember, I and Dana and a couple other were standing in front of the dining room kitchen door, and Leo, shit you not, dude. In my right ear, I hear a voice, and it says, "They're talking about me."
That's
Wow.
right. That's right.
And it freaked me out. And then all of a sudden, the staff started talking about a chef that used to work in the kitchen and serve in the dining room back in the 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
Was it Walter or something like that?
Oh, I
Sir?
can't remember. No, it wasn't Walter.
Yeah, he had a weird...
Yeah, he had a different
Weird
He had
name.
like a nickname that
Yeah.
they called him, but yeah, he was. They even have a photograph of him there and everything. I don't know if any of y'all took a photograph of it.
I might have. I sent
Yeah.
Leo everything I had.
I was
of it.
holding it because I brought it out and I was holding it and showing
Right.
you guys, or everybody that night. But I never took a photograph of that, which I failed at a.
I probably did. Let me
I
take
failed
a
at the
peek.
job of collecting evidence and all that stuff. At that
Well,
moment.
it was...
I was too busy in
I was
Tried to
enthralled in
get as
everything
much
that
as I
night.
could that night.
what? What'd you say?
I said I was enthralled with the place that night. It was kind of hard to get anything going because I was so
Yeah.
captivated by the amount of stuff that we had to investigate. I mean, we had so much to
Yeah.
do.
That's
And,
why
and it's not even that big of a place.
No.
The hotel itself is not that big.
It only has 5 rooms.
5 rooms. A fantastic breakfast kitchen up there upstairs. But yeah, 5 rooms, all pretty good size.
Yeah.
And they look fantastic, given how old the hotel is and
Yeah.
everything. But
And they had the rest of the hotel, like, after the investigation, the rest of the hotel, like, when you go upstairs to go to the rooms,
Mhm.
they had that door locked.
yeah,
And when you checked in, they, like, since Stacy and I stayed, they gave us a key to get in and out the door at the bottom of the stairs.
I gotcha. Hmm.
But, like, that, I was glad that we got there early enough so I could get pictures of all the rooms and all that beforehand.
Very cool.
I do not actually have a picture of the
Yeah.
chef.
I feel bad that I didn't
That's
get
all right.
that.
Coming
Next
up on
time.
screen is going to be the actual dining room. This is the picture that Jake took a few years back.
Very
This
cool.
is the before picture, huh?
Very cool.
Oh, sorry, this is something else. This is the picture of before, and then after we'll do the after one, what Jake had caught in succession. Sorry, we're lagging a little bit. There it is.
All right. Yeah, that's the before one. So
So this is just it's during a public investigation that he went to.
2013.
Not by us, by
Yeah.
a different group, and just people, sitting around. I'm not sure if they're on a break or if this is just during them.
He said it was during an investigation. People were just in there lounging.
Okay, so in that same dining room area, and then after the fact is he was just snapping random pictures. And notice the change. And I can put them side by side here in just a second. Excuse me. Sorry, we're delayed a little bit in studio, so viewers at home, you're seeing what the teams are seeing right now. So on your screen will be. It's taking longer than normal.
There it is.
Oh yeah. So on the right of the screen, on the checkered floor, you see kind of a blurred image. Notice it's kind of transparent. You can see almost people behind a little bit, and but everybody else behind them is still solid, and this
Right.
thing is not.
And as Jake said, nobody there that night was wearing black pants and a long sleeve button shirt, white shirt. Nobody was dressed like that. And it's only in one photograph.
Yeah, and it's
So-
always been thought that was a cowboy hat initially.
Exactly. I mean, we look at
It
it.
looks like one.
It looks like a cowboy hat when you kind of look at it, describe it. And, 1927, we're thinking, okay, that's Bernard. That's got to be him. And it would, and where he's standing, it would have been kind of where his table would have been at that time, because he's
Yeah.
standing pretty close to where the bullet hole is, directly up above. But it's when we show this photograph to the staff, they were like, "Oh my God, I think I know who that is," and they say it's not Bernard. They say it is one of the chef and servers there and they said if you look at it, it's almost as if he's carrying a tray, and that's not a cowboy hat.
Sparky.
Sparky.
Yep.
Sparky. Yeah, Sparky. So he's carrying a tray, which to me, I'm like, okay, well maybe, but where's his head?
Yeah.
The tray would be cutting off his head, really. I mean,
Yeah.
I really don't see it. I see more of a guy with a cowboy hat with his head kind of turned.
Yeah. I don't see
In my
either.
in my own opinion, but they think it's Sparky, who was also shot in the hotel in the kitchen area. He some disgruntled patron was there and got mad about something and pulled out a gun and shot Sparky in the foot. Yeah. So he didn't die from it, of course, but he was shot in the hotel.
And basically about where I was standing, right
Yeah,
there by
pretty much.
the entrance to the
Which
kitchen
would
door.
make sense if that is him. He'd be like, "Oh, they're talking about me."
Yeah.
Yeah. And wasn't it Sparky that they thought was in that little area right downstairs, that little room that they said that most staff won't go into? I thought it was Sparky.
Possibly.
That's why a lot of people wouldn't go in there.
I don't know why. I mean, they said he was a very fun guy,
Yeah.
and worked hard. And
Yeah, Sparky is supposedly a jokester and a fun guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that room was a little bit more sinister than Sparky, I think.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I don't really think
No.
there's anything down there in
No,
that
no.
room.
Yeah.
No,
I don't
well,
feel nothing.
there's old electrical
Right.
connectors in there. There's no electricity anymore, but they're
And
there.
that's the thing that everybody needs to also, it is. Do I believe there's spirits everywhere? Sure. Is
Mm,
everything associated with spirits? No.
no.
Definitely not.
In a hotel or an old building like that, you got to take into the the aspect of the wiring and how much if it's not very good wiring, and if it's been there for a long time and it's just pouring out that EMF to you, it's gonna play with your head. It's gonna give you headaches, fear, that running, that
Well, again,
run.
that whole wall that runs along that room, the backside of that room, it is limestone, and they attached
Yeah.
all those electrical connectors to that limestone. So all the pilot drill holes that are
Yeah.
holding those little conductors. And again, there's no electricity to them anymore, but I mean, the energy is just still heavy right there. And it could be from that. But yeah.
But anyway, it was interesting, to see their take on this photograph. I think it still leaves Jake kind of wondering, who he really caught in that photo, though.
Yeah, Lena, we're leaning right now towards the chef, possibly, which would be, kind of a waiter, server looking.
Yeah, I think Jake just wanted an answer to it, not,
Wolf Hotel, Lena.
Yeah, so the one on the
Element.
left, sorry, let me talk over here. The one on the left is going to be the original photo before, and then the after
on top of it
one.
again.
So side by side, so you can see that character is not
Sweet. Yeah, see, guys.
is not in either one. And images of people behind. Once again, everything's remained solid. This guy doesn't. So that's why we think it's what Jake caught was the chef coming through, who had been dead. Do we know how long he's been dead?
I mean,
They
that
said
was back in
40, 50 years,
Yeah.
if
Oh,
they were talking, yeah.
he was working there during the 30s. And
Yeah, 30s and
40s.
40s.
He in his photograph, he looked like a fun guy, big old smile on his on his face, and
Yeah, he had the jolly pot gut looking,
No.
which, again, in this picture here, too, this looks like a tall, thin gentleman.
Mhm.
But Sparky in the photograph was more jolly than thin, so. But, again, who's to say he died the way his picture looked, so.
Yeah. I just like how you can see through the back of him, kind of.
I know,
Yes,
I know.
behind, and it's transparent.
Jake caught an awesome photo there.
So, yeah, very cool.
Him and Elizabeth have such a awesome time capturing shit.
Yeah.
Which makes me, I hate myself for not, taking photos as much as I should.
Well, I got a camera that
Yeah.
I've been playing with, and, I'm dropping, like when Jake and I were hanging out and Elizabeth and Dana were hanging out at the hotel in
Crescent.
the Crescent. I've got probably 3,000, but I did most of them, 20 pictures in a 4 or 5 second
Right.
interval. So going through all of them right now has been a chore, but I'm going through them one at a time
Yeah.
to see
Yeah,
what I can
because you don't
find.
want to miss nothing.
No, I got one that's kind of creepy, but we'll talk about that later.
But this right here, I mean, this is just an awesome catch.
Yeah, and from here,
And what makes me mad is the fact that the team that was there, I have to say it, I have to tell it.
yeah,
The team that was there, that Jake was a paying guest at this event back in 2013, and he showed them to the team that was there, and they just blew it off. And
Yeah.
they didn't want to show it to the hotel or nothing. They just looked and said, "Oh, okay."
yes,
And I'm
Barb,
like,
that is correct.
That's stop blowing people off with that kind of
Yeah.
stuff when they capture amazing stuff. Do it. I mean, Kathy's always telling everybody on her ghost tours to capture, take pictures as much as possible when you're doing
Yeah.
on the tours. And she's been given the most outstanding photographs.
Yeah.
There's a photograph that Kathy has from one of the ghost tours that she does out there in Topeka. It looks like the apparition of a horse, and you can actually see like a cowboy getting ready to get up onto it. Next thing you see is him on the horse, and he's rearing it up and going away.
Wow.
And this is all just taken from a ghost tour. Just walking by, people are just snap, snap, snap. And she has that, and I've seen it, and it's amazing.
Well, that one cemetery that we went up to in Topeka,
Uh-huh. With the tuxedo guy.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is an
That
amazing picture.
Photo. Yeah, Leo, we gotta get you over to Kathy. So she has them all on her computer
Uh-huh.
because she lost just about everything in the house fire.
Right, should have fired her house, right.
But she has those, and oh my god, those photographs. She has like a photo of a guy down. It's a shadow figure down an alleyway, and he's got a bottle of wine in his hand.
Uh-huh.
Or it could be whiskey. It's like a cowboy walking this, but he's just a shadow figure. It's not. There's nothing
Yeah.
more to him. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was Curtis Cemetery. Yeah.
So when you go on tours and stuff, take photos as
Yeah.
much as possible.
Yeah. And like Jason said, we're guilty of not doing as much as we should. We
We
did.
get caught
We used to
up.
do it all in the beginning.
We get caught up on everything, and you just. I'm happy that you at least have your camera going or your recorder going in your hand, so you're capturing stuff as you go. Me, I'm like a little kid just running around, telling stories and worrying about what people are doing.
That's what we got. I mean, GoPros are so cheap right now. I mean, get a year-old version. We need to put them.
My head.
Or put them on your shoulder like the parrot and leave it there for the night and call it done. That's what we've got to start doing.
And I found myself taking my recorder with me, on each rotation. Like I may set it down during break, but then I pick it up and it's with me every rotation to wherever we're at and whatever building. That way, if I catch something, then boom.
We just need to come up with some new ways.
Mm-hmm.
Sit down and just come up with some new stuff for events and just overall investigating. Come up with some new game plans. Just for fun, for us to do a little bit to help me out at least, because I'm failing at capturing anything anymore. So.
Give you a couple shots before and make you relax a little bit.
No. I will fall asleep.
Going back to that picture of Jake's, there's a couple questions come through from a couple of viewers.
Yes.
They want to know how it was taken. Was it taken in burst shots? It was not taken in burst shots. It was done.
He was just holding his camera. He was up against the wall, and he was trying to get a full view of the whole room.
Right.
And he just went snap, 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 and that's it.
I think it was an old, I can't think what type of camera it was.
Yeah,
It wasn't like a cell phone. It
His
was,
is a Fuji.
Yeah.
It's a big Fuji.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was, like I said, it was 2013, so it was a few years ago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So.
And then Temperance wanted to know, she said, you guys see the shadowing behind the person.
Yeah,
I'll bring that back up.
there's a little bit of shadowing, but...
I mean, the thing is that figure is not in any other photograph, and he went quickly, snap, snap, snap. And it's only in one photograph. Apparitions can give off shadows. I mean, they are shadow figures. So why not give off a shadow too? We don't know the true aspects of how apparitions, present themselves. That's why we do what we do. So.
Yeah, it's coming up here on the screen. Just a second, guys.
No problem.
It'll show you what she's talking about. Just it has some different kind of hues to it, which I thought was interesting. I don't know. I thought it was kind of interesting. It's kind of has a weird glow to it, almost like it's glowing in the back, especially behind the back. I see kind of like an aura in a way, if you want to call it an aura.
It's almost like he's just appearing,
No, and
maybe that's just the energy from appearing.
Yeah.
TB, I do actually have a few photos that I just kind of scanned through a few seconds ago trying to find.
So what shadow are we looking at?
Well, she's referring, basically, if you look behind him, you can see that, and she's referring to a shadow, a.k.a. mist, and you can see it kind of sort of there, like a white mist.
Well, to me, that's him moving as well, too.
Well, and it could be motion.
2 squares behind the feet, she said.
See, I'll be honest, when I first saw this picture years ago from Jake, I honestly thought it was just somebody walking through the scene.
That white square on the ground, that's got like a black smudge in it?
Yeah.
Behind him. Do you see that, Leo?
No, that's not way.
And the white square behind him. I mean, I can't really say if that's actually due to him or if it's just because there's something actually on the floor.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Yeah, I have no clue, honestly. Like I said, when I first saw this picture, I thought it was just somebody passing through a scene, or like through the...
Yeah.
And Jake not knowing it was there, but like somebody, but it wasn't in any other picture. That's what
he checked with everybody, and nobody was wearing that outfit. I mean, when he saw that, he did a thorough check on everybody.
Yeah.
And nobody was passing through when he was taking that photo, so...
She also said it's 2 squares behind him. I see on the floor. That little black.
I don't know if I'd actually say that's a shadow.
I don't know what that is, honestly.
Yeah. Because there'd be more of a figure with a shadow or something.
Yeah.
But
like you guys said, when you presented it to the hotel itself, they immediately knew who it was.
They were kind of just based on the shirt.
Yeah.
The attire itself. The attire looked like how they would have dressed back then.
A chef's coat,
serving and cooking and everything. So.
And looking at the picture that they actually have of him on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the jacket looks almost identical.
Yeah.
The hat itself does not. So that was kind of a throw off. But they were thinking that his right arm is up and he's holding a tray.
I was getting ready to say that. Yeah.
The only problem is like, where's his head then?
Right.
It's like really cut because
Well,
his
that's right
his
there.
left arm is down. You
That's
see
his
it,
head right there.
right? But it's like, what's he doing? I mean, you would almost think that would be the left arm holding the
Yeah.
tray and blocking out his head. But you see his left hand. So his right hand would
Okay,
be
so
up.
right hand. It's up,
Right.
And the tray's behind.
So-
It's just behind. His head's like in front of the tray. That's how I
So
view it.
he's like holding it like this.
No, but it's just when you're walking, all you see is your face side profile,
Yeah.
and then the tray is just behind.
But I just see like a chin.
Yeah,
and
I
chin.
see
right,
a
that's his
chin,
face.
and that's
Yeah.
what makes me think it's a cowboy hat. Just look like the rim and then the top part of the cowboy hat, but I could be totally wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. But yeah, no, it's still a great picture, a good find by Jake.
Yeah, that was a very nice find.
So let's see what else we got here. What else do you guys want to talk about from this? You guys have a ton of pictures you sent.
Sorry.
No, actually Andy sent more, so don't
Yeah,
apologize.
good.
He sent
I was-
a lot.
I would have sent a few. I didn't think about it. I just, like, again, I've seen a few that have actually the mist situation that Tempe is referring to.
Yeah. I
With,
guess one, oh, sorry, Jake. Or Dan, sorry.
Whoa.
My bad.
Man, I can't get names right tonight. I know.
No, I know. I'm there too.
One thing we didn't put up here was the actual chair where this guy was. When you thought that Millet, the guy that killed himself,
Yeah.
this was the table and chair we didn't put up there for viewers.
Oh,
And,
that's true.
and it's not in the exact location.
Oh, it's not.
No, because the bullet hole is like way far off from where that table is. They just kind of set that up
Oh, okay. Just
as like a little memorial for him.
Oh, I got you. I thought it was the actual thing. Oh, so this is the table and chair.
Yeah, it's the angle he would have been sitting. It's just that it's not in the same location. So they would have had to move the table off to the right.
Probably 4 feet, 5
Yeah, a
feet.
few feet there,
Got
just
it.
to get that angle. Because the bullet hole when he shot himself, I guess went from the temple, or the side of the head, and went out the top of his head
Mm-hmm.
and went up into the ceiling.
Gotcha.
And again, he had it muffled, it like really stuck to his head when he pulled the trigger,
Right.
so they heard nothing.
I think they said they came out and he was kind of slumped over.
Yeah, he was already.
Is that jacket not really there? It's just something they put up
Yeah,
there.
it's
I'm just curious.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
asked that same question.
I
So
didn't
they
know
just
what it
did
was.
that as a, kind of a memorial for him.
Yeah.
Not to forget his moment and stuff like that, since it's a big thing for the hotel. But yeah, that's kind of where he would have sat and how it would have been.
Gotcha.
And he
So-
had this jacket on the back, and he kept like looking down into his pocket there to look for the pistol, and yeah.
So was there any particular rooms or anything that you guys got any creepy vibes from, or any kind of action, or you said something about the SLS? You said he was capturing something.
Yeah. Okay. So the SLS was probably out of all the rooms, either the bathhouse was very active with the SLS.
bathhouse. I'll pull it up right now.
Excuse me.
I think we have to fix
Soda.
that. Yep, right there. 1 second.
And then, of course, the general store. But, yeah, we'll go to
The,
that story later.
There was some activity there in the barbershop in the chair too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we had that,
you
yes.
had, because that was captivating everybody too.
And that room was somewhat creepy to the way they had the mirrors laid out. It was, I would say a little bit of a mirror jumping.
The room that got me. And are you putting up pictures?
I'm putting a picture of the bathhouse.
Okay,
Yep, this is the bathhouse. This is
I'll share my story.
So
in a bit.
once this comes up on your guys' screen, you can see it. Is the bathhouse some of those artifacts are they original to the place? The tubs and everything that were in there?
I don't know if it's actual original because I was asking her too during our tour.
Mhm.
But those are the type of baths
Sure.
we would have had. Those two different types.
Yeah.
If you wanted, as I said, those metal ones, if you paid for just reused water,
Oh, right.
you got that bathtub.
Which one, the metal one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you got a clean water bath. You paid more and you got the bigger tub.
Did they say what the prices were by chance? Or
Oh, I didn't.
There's a sign, but I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
can't
I'll
remember,
take a picture.
But yeah, it's just all about money and the fact that
Yeah.
if you didn't pay more, you got reused water. So you're getting water that, like I could have had, then Dan gets my bath water too.
Yeah.
So that's just,
Yeah, I don't know how many people they would probably go through there.
I don't
Probably
know.
several.
yeah.
Oof.
Kind
So,
of nasty.
yeah,
Yeah, but for the times you think about it,
Yeah.
I know.
it's better
Back
than
then-
nothing because I was just talking to my wife about this yesterday. Matter of fact, we were watching White Herb, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Can you imagine?" Because they always wear long sleeve shirts. I'm like, "Why? It's freaking the
I know.
desert. It's the whatever Wild West. And it's hotter than shit out there. And you guys are stinking with the flies, and you bathe maybe once every so often. It's just like, ugh.
Can you
I
imagine? And the women and all the dresses that they wear,
Yes.
heavy.
Well,
Yeah.
let's bring that up too. Yes.
And all the
God.
layers they had under
Yes.
the dress.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fascinated by that time of the era. I mean, as far as itself, but it's
I
just
just
like
wonder why they only had 1 or 2 kids and that's it.
Nah,
Because they couldn't get that
tolerate.
close to each other.
And they probably didn't have deodorant back then.
Yeah, Renee said the sign it was 10 cents for the used, 15
Yeah.
for clean water.
It's
Wow.
5 cents, people. Get clean water. It's
Yeah.
5 more cents.
That's true. Yeah, keep their out their skin. Yep, makes sense.
Renee and
Man.
I's team had a good time in that room.
I don't think there's any river close, so I think that was your best choice.
Yeah, you had to do well water
Butter,
and they had to cook it. Okay, so this room here has a bit of a story to it. So you see the dresses, but right behind the middle dress is those doors, right?
Sure. Yep.
Inside there was the boiler room
Boiler room.
at one point. It's not there now. It's more of a storage unit now. But I don't remember what year. But in the hotel logs, I guess there was a gentleman, an African American, who I guess was going to pay for a room or wanted to stay there. People at the hotel did not like that. So they logged him as, I think they wrote it in the logbooks with the N-word.
You're right.
Yeah. N-word stayed here. I'm not going to say it.
Sure.
They dragged him down there to the boiler room. They tied him up in the boiler room on the boiler and left him. And that's where he died.
Oh wow.
So they have that situation down there, is the fact that there is, a lynching, basically, if you want to. I mean, basically that's what
That's
they did.
basically what it was.
And it was in
Yes.
those 2 rooms
Yeah.
back there.
Yeah,
Is this
those
in the
are double
tunnels?
doors.
Are these in the tunnels also?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just not far from the saloon itself. But yeah, so they tied him up down there and left him, and they found him dead. Was the next day when they went to check
The
on
next
him?
day they came down and let him.
Yeah, and
go.
he was gone.
Wow.
So no one knows his name. So I tried to go in there and just passionately just ask him, to see if I could find a name, to put a name to
Sure.
that incident, and we got nothing.
Yeah.
We got a couple of voices through the spirit box that seemed kind of like, basically, just leave me alone, kind of attitude, like just let it go, leave me alone.
Nice.
But
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Dollhouse because there's people they're already commenting on it already, so I'll just bring that up next.
the dollhouse,
The dollhouse or the doll room.
doll
whatever.
room.
I don't want to say dollhouse, but.
Because you want one.
Do what?
Nothing.
I was on the sorry.
Yeah,
the
there-
dollhouse is there, so yeah, get wrecked.
There were 2 dolls that
Well, the
I had.
dollhouse is first. Is this in the same
They
room?
were your favorite?
Did you send in pictures of those?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't
good.
think anybody gave the dolls.
I don't think I got a picture of I got a picture of the dollhouse.
The
I
dolls is
thought,
coming up
but-
next. That's
Okay,
on the screen.
cool.
So there they are right there. So those are the
Dollhouse.
dollhouses. Is that in the same area?
It's just down a little ways, and more of the homey looking area that has like some beds and stuff down there.
Oh yeah.
Just kind of set up. I don't think that's where anybody slept or anything. The hotel just kind of set it up. But yeah, there's all kinds of cool artifacts like that down there. But there are dolls. There's a bunch of dolls.
You guys didn't take pictures of the
Man,
dolls?
I can't believe we didn't take.
You'll
any
have one
pictures.
here in a
See?
second.
I was
Okay.
going through taking a lot of the pictures when we went through our walkthrough.
Dan's gonna send you one.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, I know. I didn't take any pictures of the dolls.
Oh.
I should have.
Well, only reason I did is I want to see if they moved.
Yeah.
I know. That's Leo's whole thing too. He wants them to move.
No, Leo will love this when he sees it.
Renee would love that.
Now, yeah, those two dolls at the front of the.
That's what I'm showing you.
I love those. Those are awesome.
Whatever. Wow. Jeez.
I think.
Don't be
I
wimpy.
think we need to get
It's
some
just
creepy. We need to get some creepy dolls for our team.
Well, I almost Corey and I when we were where were we?
I got a couple.
Oh, I think it's when we went to Venice Springs not that long ago. I almost brought back a doll that's almost my size of Raggedy Ann, so it was going to be like the real Annabelle. And I was like going to try and get here before any of you got here and set it in like one of the chairs here.
That would have
Nice.
been hilarious. You should have done that.
I know, I should have. But
Next time.
yeah. But, you know, what other pictures you got?
Oh, I was trying to find one real quick here that I was going to ask about, but I don't see it in here.
Okay.
Oh, so which one? Dan sent me a picture. Hang on, I'll have to get that.
Dolls.
But
Renee wants some creepy dolls. Not.
I do.
I do.
Nothing wrong with it.
I
I'm
got a
like
couple.
Leo. I want them to move.
I got a couple that I'll bring next week, and we can leave them in here
Okay.
because I'm tired of seeing them at the house. I bought them at an estate sale, and they. It's weird, but this house. You can ask Dana, man. There's 2 rooms, nothing but dolls. I mean, there had to be $300, $400 per room, and these 2. We were walking in the room, and they're in a bassinet. There's like 5 of them in the bassinet, but the thing starts rocking. We're right across the room from that thing. This thing starts moving. So we go over there, and these 2 seemed most obvious to be the ones that contributed to the action.
Well,
So
yeah.
I got them.
You gotta ask Leo if you can bring him here.
I don't care. I don't care. It's fine.
They're oh yeah, they might be creepy.
I forgot that those were those 2 dolls.
All right, so Leo's working on a couple of dolls that were at the Wolf Hotel as soon as you walk in, and it's right there where we had our table set up with all of our gear and everything like that. So,
You can't tell me those aren't creepy.
oh no, that was awesome.
I didn't think they were that.
I went
creepy.
over and touched them. Remember?
I seen
yeah.
some creepy ones in Mississippi that were like verified haunted in Jackson,
Yeah.
Mississippi.
We need some haunted dolls.
Yes.
You know?
Okay, that was on that trip with Jessica. We need to go look
Yeah.
buy some.
Oh, you know what we should? No, this is more of a. I shouldn't say. I was gonna say, why don't we, buy some dolls and then leave them in a
So,
cemetery or something?
come on the screen. It's a
For
couple
one.
of dolls here that Dan was talking about, or that Dan sent pictures. What was the point of this? Is that that's supposed to be a guy. I thought that was 2 girls.
No, it's a man and a woman.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
stretched
that
it. I
manly
fixed
hair.
it. Hang on a second. That picture was too stretched. One second. I'll be on the next screen here in just a second. Right behind Dan and Andy.
It's just Grandpa and Grandma. What is wrong with that, Dan?
I recognized the girl right away. I thought that was 2 girls. Because of the hair.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, right?
No,
If-
nothing wrong with
if-
that at all. I just didn't know.
They're
Didn't know
about
why they would have that there, but now
yeah,
it makes more
Vernon and
sense.
Shirley right there holding hands.
I think he has a
Oh.
stash.
But yeah, they were right there, and as soon as you walk in, sitting there.
they're about 30 inches tall, and oof,
See, I was thinking more of it. They don't have like porcelain dolls there or anything like that.
they do.
They do
In the
downstairs.
Nobody
basement.
got pictures of them.
No,
Nobody
I thought
wanted
I'm
to.
surprised Renee did not, but she's all about them dolls. We talked about them when we was down there. There's a couple of them over there in the that glass case in the barber shop.
Yeah.
Which I can bring up next. The barber.
But no matter how much we stare at them, they don't move.
They don't move.
So
that you know of.
Except for the
they
two
didn't
that
move for us. Or
That's why we need
private.
creepier.
I'll bring that porcelain doll, put him right over here by the in front of you, by that skull.
Okay.
Oof.
Just so it can turn its head and look at you.
Yes.
That'd be awesome.
This is the barber shop, I believe, coming up now. Yeah. Okay.
What they need to do is make a remote-controlled Annabelle doll
Yes.
and not tell anybody, and just you can just like control her.
That'd be
Yeah,
too
Just
much.
have her turn and look at you.
Well, they have that little dude in the tricycle now
Yeah.
that you can buy. I can't remember what his name is, but
What's this
you
one?
saw.
Do? Okay.
Barbershop.
That
You
is
said
a
there was
barbershop.
something going on in the barbershop?
Okay, so the hotel staff who was giving us a tour, she said that they had someone go down there with the SLS before and got quite a bit of activity from that chair.
Mm-hmm.
So they always get people to sit in the chair
Sure.
and see if anything happens. And sure enough, I mean, people were feeling some weird things when they were sitting in it. Somebody, I thought, said that they got touched.
On the
Well,
right
they're-
arm.
Yeah, while they were sitting there. And you got activity from the SLS.
Yes.
Yeah, something. Was it next to it or was it actually in the chair?
It was next to them. We did have some SLS things happen in the chair, and when somebody sat in the chair, it kind of like disappeared, and then all of a sudden it reappeared beside them, and it kind of looked like somebody took a video of it, but it kind of looked like somebody was cutting hair. It was weird because the hands are moving around and all about.
Like Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Super fast.
And then it went over and sat in what I believe is a wheelchair over in the corner.
Yeah, there was the wheelchair over there.
It went sat in the old style wheelchair, and it was crazy. I mean, we did have that. We did have some the stick figure per se bounce from the ground up into that mirror that's kind of sitting at an angle above the chair. It's sitting at about a 40-degree angle. It's kind of weird how that thing sits, but so it plays with your eyes when you look at it. You're seeing yourself at almost like looking up to see yourself, and then it reflects down and you can see the floor below it. It's strange. It's a strange view.
It was nice though. I mean, it was just cool to see all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of Wilson a little bit. That across the street above the soda shop, they
Yeah.
had some of the old dental stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and then we did have, like I said, when we blacked everything out, we stood in there because there's reports of somebody rushing up on you over by the poker table, which is right inside the barbershop, over by the entrance to the tunnels.
I'll pull that up real quick. But
Okay. Cool.
So we blacked it out, and sure enough, I mean, we got a scuffle. We can hear like feet scuffling, and I mean, it was just instantaneous. But I mean, it was neat.
And they also said, they in that same room that the spirits don't like anybody blocking that doorway.
So I stood in the doorway for a while.
Of course you did.
Yeah, I tried.
I know I went back over there by myself when Roth and Jake took their team after it was all done over to the bathhouse over there. And it was it felt really heavy to me because Roth and Jake had their team in the bathhouse room. And as soon as I got to that staircase to go down in there, it was like very heavy.
Mm-hmm.
It was so weird.
And there's the poker table. They still have it set up with a game ready to be played. I sat there and I was moving chips around and just kind of asking for anyone to play, but
Yeah.
I didn't have anything actually go on. What's above your head there, Andy?
I don't know. That looks like a picture I even took.
it is.
It looks like an orb right there.
Uh-huh. Because there was one picture I got that looked like there was a full body shadow somewhere too.
Oh, that was on that wall. Went down
Yeah.
the tunnel. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like dust or an orb or
Yeah.
something just flying by.
Definitely not my finger.
I was going to ask about this picture. 1 second here. Oh, damn it! What did I just click on?
I don't know.
I hadn't noticed that till now.
I know.
So, in one of the pictures, Andy took a picture of a bed with money on it. What's the story with the money? Is that like prostitution? Is that I figured as much, but
They said that they've got activity with SLS camera and just
Definitely.
hearing her voice.
her being who?
the prostitute
Uh,
near there, that she starts getting really active if you present money and have it in your hand and talk to her, that she becomes active. But the moment you put the money down, she disappears.
oh, really?
Yeah,
paid for your service,
because you
get
paid
out of
your
here.
service and you left.
Did you
so
guys
she's
have
gone.
to capture anything on SLS by chance? Or did you
Oh
guys
yeah,
try it
Dan.
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the same area?
You freaked our group out with that, with showing, because people were just like, "Oh my God, I see her."
Yeah, we sat on the table. We had two older teenage boys in the group,
Uh-huh.
and he was playing with the money out there. And of course, we had a figure that was being active, and we never heard any voices. We tried, but there was a few people that were talking,
Sure.
so it's kind of hard to catch any female voices. We thought we heard something once, but couldn't say for sure.
Right. It's interesting though, for sure.
I know when Renee and I's group was down there, everybody kind of stayed in the barbershop poker area, and I came in here by the bed by myself. I had a couple dollar bills, started talking to her, and I heard a female voice at one point. I'm taking my recorder to work tomorrow to listen to as I work, and heard a couple noises before the rest of the group came in there, and we had one male with our group. And once he came in, I still had the money in my hands, and Renee had the money, and we had quite a bit of action because I had one of Kathy's little boards and the pendulum looking thing.
Spirit board.
Spirit board where we could ask questions and it could go yes or no or different things on there, and we were getting quite a bit of yes answers. And when the guy would ask questions, she would immediately answer, and got quite a bit of stuff. So I'm anxious to see if I caught anything.
Very cool.
So is all the tunnels dark down there, or is it lit up?
No, you can light it all up and
Oh, you
have
can.
it all lit up and stuff. But we did, during our walkthrough at the beginning, we had it all on and just get a nice view of everything. But then we shut the lights off as we started.
Okay, the reason I asked because I noticed one of these pictures I'll bring up here.
I know
The
with
tunnel looks illuminated, but I didn't know if it was just because of the flash or if it was actually. It's coming up.
if that's the picture I took, that was when the lights were on.
Yeah. Okay.
With the barber chair that we were just talking about, when we did our initial walkthrough, Stacy and Renee were standing by the barber chair, and they both had smelled smoke, like almost
Oh.
like cigar smoke.
Very cool.
And I guess Renee smelled alcohol.
Yeah.
Hey.
So this is the picture I was asking about.
I did have a couple Tom Collins whiskey sours.
Yeah.
Is this with the light on or off? Do you know?
That was when the lights were off.
gonna say,
That's
it
when I
looked like
went
it
back
would
when Roth and Jake's group, because we were looking for a piece of equipment.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. No, there's definitely some cool pictures there, and now it makes more sense as I was trying to pull these up. Why there so many different angles of the tunnels since there's so
Yeah.
many of them.
Well,
Oh,
see,
yeah, you
that's
could-
the coal chute tunnel.
Yeah, you can go around
This one
all
is-
over.
Yeah.
So from the hotel, you can get up and leave, go outside to go across the street and around the corner to get through a garage that goes down to some more tunnels, and that's where the bathhouse was
Gotcha.
and all that. But to get to where the saloon and everything is, you gotta go back to the hotel and go back under.
I noticed there was like some kind of opening here. I don't know if this is outside or inside coming up here. At least like a door to, I'm assuming, one of the tunnels.
Yeah,
Out.
That one right there. Is that
Yeah.
outside?
that's going down to the tunnels where the barbershop and bathhouse is.
So that's across the street from the hotel
Mhm.
that you have to go through a garage, and
Down
she
this-
opens up that door and then you go down. And also in there, I mean, it's not only just a bathhouse and barbershop.
Sure.
It's
Other things.
they've got horseshoeing
Library.
and yeah,
I know
basically
that
like
too.
that.
Yeah,
Old
'cause
phone
that's-
lines.
Yeah, there's old phone lines up there too. So
I was gonna say. So at that garage you're talking about, was the door located? Is that garage original to the place, or is it something different, or what is it? What's the story behind that?
I have no idea. I mean, the garage itself, I mean, it looks like a building that's been built over
Yeah.
all this, but the trap door and all that looks pretty original entrance
Yeah.
there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would
Because
say
you can
that.
see the brick there where it's original
Yeah.
up top there, but they've worked around it.
Yeah, I would say that garage was probably built there in the last 20, 30 years. Or
Probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
So what was there before? We have
Oh,
no
there's-
idea. We have no idea what was there, like, or what
I haven't
significance
really
it played.
told us.
'Cause-
Well, the wall where the tunnel starts going,
At the
the
bottom
wall
of the
there,
stairs.
that's the original, like, well, it's a succubus shop, or not a succubus, a succulent shop, sorry.
Oh, I was like, what?
They sell, it's an antique store
Mm-hmm.
that sells, but yeah, it used to be some type of storefront. A bank, maybe?
Yeah,
I can't remember what it
probably.
was. But yeah. So, yeah.
I'm just going through some of these pictures here and just showing some things here. There's another one that's where do I have it?
Succubus shop. Man, that would be
You're a
the
succubus shop.
I need a succubus with gray hair, please.
Looks like
No.
another one here is just a picture of upcoming. Maybe is there some storefronts maybe underneath there? Or,
What's crazy? As you're going down to the bathhouse, I think it's over there. If you step over to this other adjacent tunnel there, you can look up and see the streets
oh, really?
and stuff.
Yeah,
Kind
you
of
could-
like down in Leavenworth,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you could see like the potholes
Yeah.
that they have
Yeah.
the metal things over
For
in the
drainage and
street.
stuff, and
Nice.
it's right there. Yeah.
So is this like a storefront down there too?
That's
And this is the bottom of the hotel, like
yeah.
downstairs.
So that's
Oh, it's
not
just
far
big.
from where the rooms where the dresses are,
Uh-huh.
the saloon itself, and the library, and all that, all along through there. And you can come out there to, I guess, order your drinks and food and stuff like that.
Because the hotel had like the wooden floors, and the bathhouse was all the dirt floor.
Nice.
Yeah.
If that helps.
The saloon was immaculate. It was
Yeah.
awesome. And that's all part of just adjacent from the doorway of the saloon there.
Gotcha.
So you can order your drinks. You can sit in the saloon and have a good time, or you can go out there and get a table. And
So I think you have pictures of the saloon. I think there's.
yeah, we took a group photo. Andy wanted a team photo.
I
That's,
thought
that's
that.
in the saloon.
Yeah, that's in the side of the saloon.
Okay, I have that too. Because I noticed there
You
was
liked
a.
it.
I did. It was cool.
We
We were
missed
just missing,
Leo
two
and
people.
Chris.
You know.
I don't know what to do with it now. Hang on.
I don't
Maybe
have
Leo
that
was
picture
there in
yet.
spirit.
Oh shit. I'm sorry. Dan.
No, you're all right.
You know, there I was. I was like, "Oh, I'll send it to you. No worries."
So is the saloon underground? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
You had that light all the way down to the end of there to your right. That's the saloon entrance.
Okay. And this is the picture of the team coming up here in just a second in that same area somewhere. It's a little delayed. There you go. So that's in the saloon part.
That is.
Well, we cleaned up pretty nice.
To the right,
bathhouse?
right there is
Yeah.
the actual bar front.
I have a picture of that too. I'll bring that up. The bar
And to
front.
the left is tables, and then there's a glass frontage to where one of the other tunnels that actually sparred off from these tunnels went along the main street of town, but they are since closed off at this point.
This is that same area, I think, with Jason coming up on the screen here. I thought there was another picture. A brighter picture. 1 second.
I just got a photo.
There's that one
Sorry,
coming
Dan.
up.
No, you're good.
Now you have it. Oh
So-
God,
That's still in the salon or the saloon area.
Yes.
blurry face, blurry face.
That's opposite of the bar.
yeah,
There's a
much.
better
Yeah.
one here. Just a second.
That's
I
it.
meant to click on the other one.
the
I
bar
clicked on
is.
this
I
one.
love that bar. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Our group kind of joked around about going back and getting a shot, but none of us went back there.
No, we were.
Yeah.
Where the
I
heck
think
is
Dan
it?
wanted to get pictures of everybody, back in the behind the bar working or doing something.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Here's some more pictures of different things coming up, just of the underground saloon area. So is that saloon original? Or is that something they put in, added on?
I think it's
afterwards?
somewhere near original
I was just curious to see.
because they had the speakeasy down there at one point.
Oh, did they?
So
Okay, every other place.
yeah,
Yeah, it should be coming. It should be on the screen now.
yeah, that's basically where we sat and had our photo taken.
Yep.
But we never went into the bar to actually investigate.
Our
when
team
we
No, we
did.
did not.
No, we totally skipped it and moved on because we were trying to get that, that gentleman that was killed down there in that boiler room, I was kind of wanting to find an answer to him.
Our group went into the bar area because the first rotation, Renee and I were downstairs, and we started in, I can't remember which room we started in, and then we were going to go into the room with the wedding type dresses. The Kathy's group was in there, and then we went to go up to the dining hall, and there was a group in there. So we wound up upstairs by where we originally met and introduced everybody, and got a lot of like stuff with the K2 between the two brothers that ran the bank.
Oh, that's true. Ran the bank and was robbing it.
We had a lot of yes and no questions with that.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Well, we didn't do that neither.
No, we did not.
Damn it. We gotta go back.
No.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
Yes.
maybe we can set it up for ourselves. We don't have
That
to
would
have,
be nice.
just kind of working around our schedules and stuff.
Just I'll go rent a couple of rooms and sleep there overnight and investigate all night.
Where was the bank at in relation to this place? Was that-
There.
was that
The
down-
front room-
upstairs, downstairs?
Upstairs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
On the main floor, I think I sent you all the photos.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there, and like the opposite wall, there was a picture of two guys that ran it, the brothers,
Oh, I
and
see.
they both had gotten in trouble for stealing money. And if I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, I think one of them got arrested, and the other one had lived
Not
like,
far.
2 blocks away,
Yeah.
and by the time the police got to his house, he was on his porch and shot himself before they even got up to the house.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. So, that's not a sign of guilt right there, right?
Those are the two guys right there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I want to say the one on the left shot himself, and the one on the right was arrested, and the one on the right was really answering the yes and no questions on the K2. And I think Renee had asked if he felt bad for the money he took, and he like that. The K2 went straight up to red and stayed red for a good little bit.
Kind of made him mad there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, viewer brings up a good point. How was the sound as far as all the groups in there? Could you hear each other from different levels?
Couldn't. I mean, we kind of separated, especially when we could take a group across the street
Mm-hmm.
and go under there. We're far away from everybody, and then everybody upstairs, I couldn't hear
Yeah.
because everybody else would go downstairs,
Mm-hmm.
or you had the dining room and all that stuff that's just kind of far away from where the upstairs is.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause
Located.
the upstairs had its own separate door and a big
Yeah.
staircase to go up to.
Yeah.
So everything was pretty well spaced out.
Right.
No, we did have a couple groups that would wander into other areas, but we never had that in our
Right.
in our group. We never had that issue.
But overall, I mean, what do you guys think overall?
I can't wait to go back. That I was so excited just to go, but after going once, I'm ready to go again.
The hotel side of it, the actual hotel, the 5-6 rooms we have
Yeah.
upstairs, whatever it was,
Pretty quiet, I thought.
it was quiet. We had one room that we had some dowsing rod action going on, and it was pretty neat. But it was quiet overall, except for the ghost cat. We possibly had a ghost cat up there, but then there's a real cat too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
We had like our last rotation. We was in the kitchen at the end of the hall because to the left side was the kitchen, the right side was the theater room where they had a big TV and couches and stuff. And
That's what's on
we
screen
had
now.
the SLS.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the TV room. And like when Stacy and I went up to bed about 3 something, there was the other people that were staying that night was all sitting there in the dark, just quiet, just trying to get stuff. Like our last rotation across the hall in the kitchen, we had the SLS camera and we had some stick figures and stuff going in there. And we thought it was the old grandma that they said was sat in the window and waved at people driving by. But we weren't sure.
It's kind of
Very cool. I mean, it was very interesting. I'd love to go back.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It'd be even better if it was just team to get more evidence.
Yeah, if we can set it up that way,
Yeah.
possibly. If we can do that, especially downstairs in the tunnels and stuff.
Yeah.
the saloon just can't, we'd have to work around that and everything. But anyway, overall, I think it was good. You guys want to talk about Hotel Josephine?
Sure.
Oh, and then there's the
Mannequin.
main entrance to the
Dining room.
dining room and everything.
Yeah, I was just showing a bunch of pictures.
Which back before the dining room was even put in there, that they had to build it on. The original owner of the Wolf Hotel, that was just a blank wall right there. It was the son, when he wanted to start joining in on the business, he decided he wanted a dining hall and restaurant in there, so they broke wall and built on,
Built
and
the dining room.
now they have all that. So, but it's cool. It's a cool place. Worth going again. I think it's worth to continue going.
And they got a couple sister properties that I would like to go check out
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Which we never got to. So
The Rectory.
yeah.
We had a couple people, a couple of our patrons that stayed over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. So Hotel Josephine.
Hotel Josephine.
You want to go for that?
Sure.
Okay. So
Did you guys go back again? I'm confused. We already talked about it before. That's why I didn't know.
have we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
when
have
we
you
had-
guys? Well, I
You
missed
were-
it.
yeah,
I
you were
missed
here.
it. No, I wasn't.
Yeah, that's when we had all the people sending us the cat, or the hair in the bed, the hair in the bed. Remember, and everything, and
I wasn't here for that. What?
Yeah.
I think he was.
Yeah,
Was
he
I?
was. Yeah.
Oh, damn. It's been like 2 months.
That's why I was
don't
wondering. I was
know.
confused. I was like, did you guys really come back again?
Well, I don't know. For some reason, I just thought we were hadn't talked about it.
No, we did. We talked about it almost.
Never mind
I
then.
think
Yeah, remember we had the.
Never mind. So we were supposed to go back last weekend, but we
Yeah.
couldn't.
I think that was the last podcast we did. Maybe it was talking about Josephine.
No.
No, that was somebody
No?
else. No, I don't remember what it is. I could probably find out, but no.
Maybe I missed the one last.
So let's skip all this crap. And what about your UFO sighting?
Wow.
Yeah,
Did you
July
go with that?
4th. Yeah.
I want to hear this again.
Well, okay, so we were out with some family. We'll say about
It was 4th of July, wasn't it?
4th of July.
Okay.
It was 4th of July evening, actually. Down south of Hayesville, between Hayesville and actual Derby of a hydraulic. We're out there. We're doing fireworks. And of course, we have a whole bunch of fireworks. I mean, just amounts. And well, Dana's sitting on the ground, and my sister and myself, and we're all just sitting out there. I'm done popping a few fireworks off for a while. I'm spectating. So I'm sitting in the chair, and so I go back, and we're watching fireworks, and we're watching them go up, and then all of a sudden I look, and I'm like, whoa. So there's a light. I mean, 3 people. Well,
How
okay.
far away do you think it was?
Oh,
To give it a good estimate of how big it could be.
probably 1,300 feet up.
Okay.
Maybe. But it was cylindrical, cigar-shaped, white light, moving relatively slow. No other lights on it. Didn't have any flashing lights. Didn't have anything.
See,
And
that's key right there. No flashing lights.
None at
no
all.
beacon light.
none at all. And it stopped, and then it would go. Well, airplanes just don't stop in midair. But
And
so
helicopters have to have beacons.
Right, and they have to have
and
beacon
airplanes
lights.
have to.
well, and yeah, but yeah, like an airplane, you have lights. You have one solid light. You're going to see it maybe, and then you're going to see the flashing light.
Right.
But this thing again, it looked long. I mean, long.
Not a drone.
Not a drone. No. Yeah, at first I thought it was a drone
Right.
because
Right.
maybe it's just a small drone, but no, you could tell that's much further away than what I thought it was. And then it stopped, and then I looked over, and Dana, I said, "You see that?" She said, "Oh yeah." And I looked over, and I said to my sister, "You see that?" And like, "Yes." I said, "That's a freaking U," and she's like, "Shh," because we had children there, relatively young, and they kind of captured it too, but they're like, "Oh, it's just a plane." Yeah, no, it's not.
Did you get photos?
No, I did not get photos because I was too enthralled with it. Yes. And then, yeah, I know.
No, it
Who
happens.
does? Exactly. I mean,
It happens.
you
But
get
you don't
so.
want to look away because it might
Well, and that's exactly what happened because we watched it for probably 2.5, maybe 3 minutes doing its thing. It would stop and then it would go a little bit faster,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it got fast and it got like legs and took off and it was gone, and it just kind of basically just disappeared. It was weird.
Wow.
Did you get it abducted?
Possibly, because I probably missed at least an hour and a half worth of fireworks. Maybe. I don't know. No, I wasn't abducted yet. But, I mean, it did happen. It was weird. I mean, I've never seen anything quite like that. And then Dana and I were actually, this happened like 3 nights ago, on the way back from Winfield. And we're running on CW US 77, coming into Mulvane, well, between Udall and Mulvane, and we see this bright white light over to the left of us, and we're like, what is that? I mean, it was solid, and it wasn't moving. And then all of a sudden it disappeared. And then it's like, where'd it go? I'm like, well, it's not there. And then a couple minutes later, we look over, and it's still there. It's there again, and it's weird. And then it just kind of like rode off and disappeared. And it was a solid bright light. It wasn't cylindrical or anything. It was just a solid light. But from where we were located at, we'll just say it was south of Derby and Hayesville area by looking at the angle that we were coming in from a Mulvane area. So, yeah.
Interesting.
See, that whole area, I think, down south there, I've seen twice 2 weird things in the sky out there that I can't explain.
Well, I can, and again,
And that's over the years.
we'll go with some explanation here. I mean, I grew up in this area back in the 70s and 80s, and I know where most of the military silos used to be located at. Several were located in Rock, Kansas, which is in that area. Several located out between Clearwater and what is now to be the casino.
Uh-huh.
And there are several out by Atlanta, Kansas, north towards Leon. There's at least a half a dozen right there. They're all capped off now or hidden by brush or, buildings and fixtures. But, yeah, that's where they were. So maybe these UFOs are captivated by those,
Could be.
I live a mile west of Derby, close to Hayesville, closer and kind of Clearwater, and we get a lot of the military planes coming over.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
being out at night in the backyard, I've seen stuff that I've wondered, okay, what is that? Am I really
Right.
seeing it?
Well, and that's another thing, too, because, you do have the military installment right over there, too. So that could be another thing.
But, cigar shape, right.
Right.
No beacon lights or anything like that. It stopped, it moved, and then it finally took off.
Mhm.
That's everything of a usual
UAP.
typical UFO sighting, and that dates back even to the 1800s,
Right.
of people seeing that. Especially
Cowboys and aliens. I've seen it.
a famous story down in Texas that said that they saw a cigar-shaped crash, craft that actually did crash out there. But I'd have to look up the story and everything. But yeah,
Yeah, no, I want to go to
the
that town.
cigar-shaped ones are that's a typical sighting.
Mm-hmm.
Pilots see those all the time.
Right. Well, even the Tic Tac. If you watch the Tic Tac videos that are out there now, I mean, a couple of those are cigar-shaped as well.
Yeah.
So,
I love how the military is saying, yeah, UFOs, that is a UFO, but we're not saying it's alien.
Right.
I'm like, it's faster than anything we have,
Yeah.
Come on now.
They couldn't even track it with the radar. The radar lost it. I mean, it was so fast. I mean,
Yeah.
If it's beyond our technology, it's got to be something that's not here on this earth.
right.
It has to be.
Yeah. What say you, Leo? What do you think?
I don't know, man. So I'm not familiar with as far as the military stuff goes around here, other than the obvious ones and stuff. I've never really looked into that stuff. But I mean, there's been a lot of reports, even more recent, like you said, of things that. Well, I know they had that one in Wichita that they debunked. That thing was during the day, that white-looking. I think it might have been a drone or something. But
No, yeah, I can't remember. It's the
what
big
that
silver
ended up
thing.
being. But that was, that made local news, whatever.
What do they call it? The minnow or the?
I can't remember. It's been, 6 months ago or something
Yeah.
like that?
It's been back twice now.
Yeah. But I think they know what that is. That's something.
Yeah,
maybe
it's a military
yeah.
ship.
But I've heard. I mean, I hear just randoms here and there as far as people reporting things. Well, like when Jason's friend caught that one in the sky. That,
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, that was interesting. That video that we played a while back. And then there's been a lot of reports out by Augusta, especially in that area, which you said by Leon, which makes me think, well, as a military now that you said that, because the military silos are out there.
And I know Jake's seen a lot of stuff out near Augusta.
Oh, yeah.
And when I've been out in El Dorado, close to Augusta, in the middle of nowhere, on somebody's back porch, and we sat there for a good hour and a half one night looking at some weird stuff up in the sky, not knowing what it was.
Right.
I was out there just west of Hayesville, out in the country, stargazing, and was out there, and after a while, it was a clear night, and I could see something that was actually making like a triangle shape up in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like a satellite, but it was like, it would like go back and forth for a while, and then it would like shoot down to over here, then it would shoot off and just make a big, huge triangle shape.
Really?
And yeah, and we were out there, and it was, Nicole and I, we were out there just hanging out, and we were sitting on the car and just stargazing, and I'm like, for 10 minutes I'm watching this constantly going, and it was way up there in the sky. It wasn't like here in our atmosphere. It was up there amongst the stars. It looked like a star.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh my God, what? I was like, are you seeing this? And she's like, yeah, I see that. And I look over at her, and she's looking off over here, because she's seeing the same thing over here. There's two of them that were making triangles, and it was weird. I mean, just kept going. I mean, we finally just got tired of watching. We were like, okay, gotta go. But they just kept doing it. And I'm like, well, for one, that's not a satellite.
Right.
That's not our stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Well, kind of going along with the theory everybody's been having, well, I say everybody. There's been a lot of theories lately of aliens, being curious about a nuclear program and stuff like that, or what they're always found on nuclear sites. Well, here in Kansas, out by Burlington, there's Wolf Creek nuclear power plant.
Right.
That's true.
We're in the picture up here in just a second. So maybe they are monitoring. Maybe that does have some truth behind it. This is the actual power plant coming up on the screen here, which we did an investigation out in that area. They seem like they have a lot of activity out in that area also too, as far as paranormal. So I don't know if it goes hand in hand with the UFOs. But right here in smack dab in Kansas is a nuclear power plant. So maybe the aliens are keeping a close, watchful eye on that.
Could be.
Yeah. So
That's Wolf Creek, huh?
Yeah, Wolf Creek.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually seen it, or.
Picture looks blurry. I don't know why. When you drive out to the place we go to investigate, which nobody in here has ever got the chance to do, you see it off in the distance. You can't. It's there. It's on the flat land. You just go out there and you see this big building, whatever. This exact same building. Let me see if this one's any better. That's probably the same. Is that the same one? No, it's not.
So what are they doing out there?
Energy.
Just nuclear energy.
Mm-hmm. But once again, it's something for the aliens to keep a monitor, a watchful eye on.
Crazy.
Yeah, to find that in Kansas is
It's huge.
Yeah. Which I would hate to live out there close to it.
Oh, God.
You guys worry about a nuclear meltdown. I mean, how often does it happen? Very few.
Nuclear
few,
meltdown.
but
Get contaminated ground, earth, water, all that.
Well, like 7 Mile Creek right there, you got three-eyed fish still, and the water, the water is, the temperature on that water is totally different than
What,
water.
that right there?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the 7 Mile Creek that runs along, that goes into the Wolf Creek and Tuttle Creek, and
yeah. Viewer wants to know why would they, if they're so far advanced, why would they want? Maybe cares about a rudimentary nuclear power or weapons. That's the age-old question. Nobody knows, but
Depends on if they're the ones who brought us here, and they're just trying to see what the hell we're doing.
well, it could be they maybe, I don't know if they want the energy, the fuel, whatever from it. Who knows?
could be sourcing the energies, yeah.
We don't know. Maybe
What did Eisenhower make a deal with? That famous story of
Yeah.
Eisenhower missing for 3 days.
Right.
and supposedly he went to have a meeting with aliens that, in a military hangar, and it was basically like let us do this and we'll leave you alone if you leave us alone.
I'd never heard that one.
Yeah, supposedly, because he was supposed to be somewhere else in America, but he went missing for 3 days and no one knows exactly what the deal was.
Yeah.
Supposedly, this rumors have come out that it was a meetup with, other military people.
Right.
Not just him. And then he was back to where he was, and it was like a hush-hush thing, and it's like, oh, well, I've been here this whole time.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you were gone for 3 days. But anyway, there's all kinds of different theories or ideas and everything. Why were they so curious during World War II? When and during the Cold War, even overseas from Russia to other countries that have nuclear weapons, there's always sightings of UFOs above, especially when they were having moments where they were getting ready to launch, if they were going to, during tensions and stuff like that. They remember hearing the alarms go off, and they don't know why the system's breaking down, and they look up, and there's like lights out there in the sky and stuff, and they're like, what the hell's going on? And then finally it all goes down, and they're gone. You can watch documentaries on it and stuff like crazy.
Yeah. Well, we'll go back to Chernobyl. They still have lights and ghost lights. Basically, they got videos if you could watch out there, and you can see ghost lights, or are they true lights? Are they UFOs or aliens? And shoot, some of the creatures are coming out of that place right now.
Yeah.
Well, what's that? But
it's hard to say, why, if they are, but why are they looking at us? Well, why not?
Yeah.
We're kind of a shit show sometimes. So
and truthfully,
it could be interesting to see what we're doing.
They're thinking
are we going to destroy the planet? Are we going to destroy ourselves? We're in the works of doing that kind of in a way.
Well, us as an evolved persons, humanity, we do the same thing. We study other mammals of lower species status, creatures, bugs, insects, other mammals.
But are the animals watching us too?
Well, yeah, we don't know that, but we do the same thing. We try to break their DNA strand to figure out how they're made and what makes them, and so yeah.
I don't know. I think it's. I don't know. I just think they're watching us because we're destroying everything.
Well,
from space,
yes.
even from the space station itself, that's up there. Over the years, they said that they can see a change of the land and the aspects of everything of our planet.
Yeah.
From 20 years ago to now, it looks different.
Right.
Everything's warming up. Everything's changing. I don't care about your political beliefs or bullshit. It's changing.
Yeah.
It's definitely changing. So why not? Why not observe us? Why not check it out and see what the hell you guys doing, or what Or maybe they're just waiting until we're at our weakest point to do something.
Yeah.
To do something. Maybe.
Maybe they're just like big kids with magnifying glasses. Hopefully that's not what they're doing, but hey.
But even what we're saying here could be completely just off the mark from
right.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
They could just be passing through and coming by and being like, oh, hey, look what they have.
Yeah.
Look what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then they move.
What if it's the exact opposite of that thinking, and what if they're finding our vulnerability points where they can strike us and destroy our planet?
Right.
Why not a nuclear bomb?
Yeah.
Like I said, wait till we're at our weakest point and then attack.
Yeah, it doesn't always have to be happy-go-lucky. It can be the exact opposite. I'm not saying that's what it is. Obviously I don't know, but it has been. It's been for years since the first A-bomb was said testing back in the 40s. They said that they've noticed things all of a sudden showing up. Or is it just somebody else's military advanced more than ours, like German, we'll say at the time, Germany. They had more advanced flying things than
maybe it's Australia.
What?
Maybe it's Australia's technology. We don't know what they're doing over there.
Right. But yeah, that has been the ongoing topic of discussion, and it's been more so, especially with all the recent videos from the military releasing all those flight videos, or those UFOs that they've captured that they're actually willing to admit. Yes, you're right. We have caught these before. We don't know what they are. The thing that, like I said, always baffled me was the underwater ones. The ones that have been there seeing more. Like you talked about the.
Yeah.
What do they call them? USOs? That they call them?
Yeah.
The underground.
Oh, yeah.
Unidentified, submerged.
Object. Yeah, they're coming out of the water.
Yeah.
I had just talked to somebody yesterday, or who was it? Oh, I know who it was. Somebody told me yesterday that they had just. We were talking about paranormal and stuff and doing paranormal things, and their significant other doesn't believe in that stuff, but he has seen something come out of the water that fits that bill, whatever. It's just like, well, what do you think that is?
We don't have a lot of that stuff, you know.
Yeah,
That's
it's been happening a lot along the coast of California, especially, and of
Down
course,
north of San Diego there. Yeah.
Yep. Out by Angel Island and LA
Yep.
too, and all that area. Yep.
World War II. They were seeing it. All the
Yeah.
aircraft carriers and battleships. They were seeing stuff in the water.
Yeah.
Come flying right out of the water and then come right back in.
Right.
And they have no idea who it was or what it was because it made no sense out in the middle of the ocean
Yeah.
near the coast. I mean,
One of them, the LA Wars. So, you know.
yeah.
You know.
Infamous LA Battle of LA, yeah.
Yeah.
Where the other thing in the sky with all they're firing, millions of rounds at this thing, whatever, and it doesn't.
The lights are illuminating off of it.
And they're trying to say it's a balloon later on.
Yeah.
It's always a
But,
balloon.
Yeah. Weather
That's a big hot air balloon.
Well,
Weather balloon.
You would have shot it down and immediately, and it probably would have blown up. It was anything like a, depending on what they were using, like like a blimp, back there in those days, or anything
Right.
like that. It would have just blown up.
Yeah.
But they were like firing at it and stuff, and nothing was happening.
Well, yeah, because when you think about it, we'll go back to the rudimentary things of life. At that point, everything was helium based.
Yeah.
That floated. So, yeah,
You would've seen an
one contact,
explosion.
boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, done. Yeah.
Pull that picture up. That's a cool picture.
On Battle of LA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that famous photo. You've seen it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
The thing is, they obviously hit something because you'll see whatever objects flying
Right.
off of it, debris flying off of it. Probably can't see because we're in the way.
But if it was balloon, it would have been like 1-2 shots and down,
Yeah.
Right.
and not much to
A
it.
better picture of it on the screen. You'll see.
So why would they have made such a big deal about it if it was just a balloon?
Right. I think we might have talked about it on here.
We
once.
have.
We have, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's also known as the Great Los Angeles Air Raid.
Yeah.
They thought it was an attack on the U.S. by Japan at the time, because it happened in February 24th, 25th of 1942 over Los Angeles. So it occurred less than 3 months after the U.S. entered World War II, after we got attacked by Japan in Pearl Harbor.
So we're already scared about anything foreign flying over because of what happened. Yeah.
Yep,
Man,
it's
is that
interesting.
people over here to the
I
right?
think that's like trees and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, there's another
Because
picture
I
I
was
want
like,
to
is
bring
that
up.
people? Is that alien? Like,
Mm-mm. No, that's trees and stuff, I think.
We're bringing another picture up. Just a little.
that almost looked like something from the Close Encounter movies.
Well, it is.
Been a while.
There's an encounter there.
This is the original one right here coming up on the screen. You'll see a little bit more in depth. But it's over the mountains because LA has a lot of mountains out there. Yeah, and like the Hollywood Hills and all that stuff. But after the fact, hang on a second here, something popped up. So after the raid ended, the Navy security told press the incident was a false alarm triggered by war nerves and anxiety. And then in 1949, the Coast Artillery Association explained that the incident was caused by, you guessed it, a stray weather balloon.
But you can see an object in that
Hmm.
that does not look like a freaking balloon.
Yeah.
I mean, if they could show us what the actual balloon looked like, like a
you
version of it.
Shredded it, how could you?
No, like another version of it. They make one,
Yeah,
more than one.
right. The thing that was interesting, it says, despite the false alarm, as they called it, with the weather balloon, it said 5 people did die during the supposed battle. 3 in car accidents from the panic, and 2 from the heart attacks related to the stress of the incident. So
See, they were freaking out.
Well, yeah, 'cause we were all worried about after Pearl Harbor,
Yeah.
they were, getting killed by the Japanese.
I feel like if it was a balloon, then why would those little lights be up there?
Well, Well, that's
Is that debris or is that actual like other lights?
I think it's debris.
Is
Okay.
it?
Yeah, or maybe tracers, like
Okay.
fire or whatever. See, one of my favorite episodes. We've been talking about this for a long time, but Factor of Fate
Oh
took
yeah.
on this topic, and they did a lot of tests, 3 or 4 tests out there, and they were able to get similar things, similar like pretty much close to the photo with after shooting the actual weather balloon down.
Hmm.
So it doesn't help the theory. I mean, but it's interesting that you can duplicate this.
But they shot the balloon just fell like after one shot.
It pretty much disintegrated because they used
Yeah.
a 50 cal.
So here's this being hit multiple times and debris flying off of it and everything, and yet it's just a balloon.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? I mean,
Oh, they know.
Who's they?
All them that were out there.
Yeah.
They know.
They give the false report. Yeah, this is before it was okay to talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's crazy nonetheless. I don't know.
Let's see what a weather balloon from the 1940s
You know,
looks
what,
like.
if, what if it was coming over to, like, I don't know, observe? I mean, we're in the middle of wars and stuff like
Right.
that. They're all over the place at that point.
Yeah.
Sightings, people seeing them all over.
Once
all over the
again,
world.
We had just been testing the A-bomb, and then we ended up dropping it shortly after.
Mhm.
So who
Yep.
knows? I don't know. Once again, it's interesting, but now, like I said, I think the government's starting willing to talk about it more, and they're releasing more and more videos and things, and just but like it's like why now? What's so important about now?
Everybody wants to stop talking about COVID.
It could be.
Let's throw aliens and UFOs at them.
Yeah. Who knows? Nonetheless, it is what it is. Part of our history, but it's something that they can't refute or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Very cool.
Yep. So what else, if anything, lately since we've been on the air? Has anything
Oh,
anybody
man.
had any kind of other than Dan's UFO experiences? That's pretty cool.
No, I've been kind of just down and out, so I haven't really
Yeah.
done much.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I had anything going on just around me. Any kind of paranormal experiences or anything? I don't know. I can't remember. Been kind of too preoccupied to really focus on that
Yeah,
stuff. Pay
work
anything in mind.
and life just has gotten out of hand some.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
but I mean, we're back, so we're gonna be getting back out there and doing stuff, and
Right.
hopefully
Yes.
doing stuff just on our own. Just team wise.
Yeah.
Gonna be doing stuff like that. A couple locations that are willing to allow us to come in and just do some tests and experiment and just have fun together as a group. So.
Carl mentioned today when I saw him that, we need to get the team into the depot.
Yeah,
and-
I've talked to him about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I've talked to him too. We just got to find a date. Yep.
Yeah, just a date that works for all of us, especially you. You're the one.
Yeah,
Yes,
tell me.
we
I'm
miss
Nope.
you being out with us, Leo.
Nope,
You can't
tired
wait-
of
you
going
can't wait on
without
me.
you there.
Yeah, I'm just too busy right now. Unfortunately, we're in a lot of weekends, a lot of 7 days. Pretty much.
I did talk to
How
him.
many computer issues is there?
We're doing a lot of new updates and programs and stuff and projects, and then we have to
Man.
deploy them and make sure they work. And we do them in a test environment first, and then we move
Yeah.
over to production. And you'd think it'd be just as simple as turning something on, transferring it over, and it's not. We can go from, well, why did this work in test, and then now it doesn't work where it needs to work in production.
Doesn't
we
help when
spend
you
a
have
lot of man
spirits
hours.
around you, messing up your stuff.
Could be. Could be.
Mm-hmm.
So, but speaking of, we had a lot of, from my cameras, I have a total of 9 batteries for my Type 2 cameras that I run when I go on a ghost hunt or wherever. And
Last night?
yeah, and
Yeah.
all of them failed except for I didn't test them all. I had 2 of one GoPro that didn't work. Well, I think the GoPro was fine actually. It was the memory card that decided to take a dump all of a sudden.
Really?
And
Wow, that's
then,
crazy.
but the other one, the full spectrum GoPro I have, I have 6 batteries for that, and all of them except for maybe 1 or 2 worked, and they were fully charged all day. So I don't know, and I couldn't get anything, like whatever we were doing didn't want to be filmed or captured, which was interesting. And it's in an area where things have been known not to work as far as equipment goes, so I don't know if it has to play on that, or not played a role into it. But I had a full battery on my recorder too that I always carry, my Sony one, and it died instantly. So Jason had to go around and grab some more
Yeah.
batteries for me because I didn't have any on me right at the time. So it was just weird.
It's amazing how when we go into places that have such a strong influence on all, it just wipes everything out.
Yeah.
It's always about, you and your cameras. I swear. Like the moment you're wanting to film something, it's like it goes, nope, not you.
Well, I've never had any problem outside of that area.
Yeah.
I walked around that whole surrounding, like on a 360 around everything. It's just in that room. We've been in there forever, and
Yeah.
went in there for the first time in years probably, and wouldn't take it. Yeah, zapped it. Eventually, I got it to work with one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I need to look at that and see because those batteries are brand new too. I bought them this year, probably maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
Wow.
Because I wanted to start filming longer and more, having more. So I started using bigger cards too, and I've used them about 3 or 4 times now, and nothing this time. It was weird. But Andy, were you gonna say something? I'm sorry, you started to mention.
Oh
something.
no, you're
I
good.
thought you.
What?
I was just gonna say I talked to Lena last night because she was supposed to be in Wichita this weekend, so I had a reading with her last night, and one of the things she brought up to me about like how I basically kind of evolved in my investigation skills and how the spirits are communicating with me, and she kind of brought up you a little bit and how like I've kind of getting to the level that you're at as far as communication, and she said just to continue to be open. And I know we've kind of touched on this before, and I feel like I'm open to a certain extent, but I don't ever want to be
Exposed.
like, yeah, I don't want to have an exorcism or, that kind of, I guess the heavy stuff I don't want because it scares me, I guess. So I'm just curious, what do you guys think of how open should we be? Or is it just personal preference?
It's personal preference. Yeah,
personal.
because I don't have anything shielding me, guarding me. I don't ever carry like the crystals, the stones, or anything like that. I refuse to. So because I don't care as far as what happens. But I also feel like I'm also in control. So I'm not too afraid. Now, could something happen to me terribly? Of course, I'm not perfect, but I don't ever use any kind of protection. We'll say,
Yeah.
slapping a child. So, what about you, Dan?
I don't necessarily carry my stones and use my stones during investigation.
Yeah.
My daily life with work and everything to try to keep my anxiety and my emotions at bay, I do wear my stones. Because again, I don't know if it's the empathic thing or what have you, but energies from other people, they're the highs and the lows that I feel from other people. I mean, it drains on me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I use a lot of my stones in my daily life.
Yeah.
Do I have them around my house? Yeah, because again, whatever realm whatever is in my home is from, I don't much care for, and kind of keep them at bay with that. Because I mean, I've wanted to investigate my house so many times.
Yeah.
The most I've ever I've thrown a K2 out a few times and thrown a REM pod out to see what happens, just to test out. But I will never do an SB7 run in the house. But yeah, I don't protect myself too hard. I leave myself open. I offer up my energies as when we go to places.
And I do too.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like that kind of opens up more for something more to happen.
Yeah.
And Luna's warned me about that. That's one thing I don't do is I never ground myself, and that's I don't know how to. I've tried. I can't shut my mind off enough to ground myself correctly.
Oh really?
So, and I'm trying.
No, I'm always in control. Let's just put it that way. So that's why I'm not afraid of what we do.
Yeah.
In any place we go, I know. I can't explain it, but that's like I've tried to teach Jason how to do it, and he doesn't. He just doesn't have that. No offense to Jason, he just doesn't have.
Do you think
The concentration?
No, not a concentration. It's just.
Well, I haven't been the same since you and Jeremiah came over to my place that time, and he did that whole cleansing
Right.
and everything. I feel like I can't hear or witness much of anything as much as I used to.
Yeah.
you
Did he
know.
bind you at all?
No.
No. Okay.
It was
It was more of the place.
Okay.
yeah.
We
Yeah, from up north.
had to
Yeah.
do,
I just
the place.
I just feel different from that point.
Really?
When I go into places, plus I guess I don't concentrate very
Yeah.
much at all. My mind's always going somewhere else.
Right.
Do you feel like if we did more team stuff, which we've talked about,
We need to. We need
Like-
to, because when I'm with, it's so different when we're doing just a team thing, like like maybe last night, but still it wasn't the same. We had a lot of other people there. And
That was
stuff like
part of
that.
the problem.
and everything. I'm getting so distracted by that.
Yeah.
But when it's just us, like if the four of us went somewhere tonight, right now, it would be a lot different for
Sure.
me. I think I would have more of the time to sit there and be involved
Yeah.
and let myself be involved.
I gotta say that like when we did our 100th episode, I saw you more laid back and actually
that was-
enjoying it.
Because it
and
was just us,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I loved it. I miss that.
I,
We got one
I
coming.
miss seeing that aspect.
Seven
To be
shows
honest.
away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
150th.
Yeah, but when him and Jeremiah came over to my place, it was kind of like a changing.
Yeah.
I just feel like it took away things, or just maybe guarded me more,
Yeah.
blocked me or something. I don't know.
Yeah. It was visual. Let's put it that way. I mean, I saw things
Yeah, you saw things.
literally fly away.
I had my eyes closed and sitting on the ground. So
Yeah, it was mislike. I'll call it.
That came out of
COVID.
Sorry, I got a frog in my throat.
But
No, I swear to God.
I'm kidding.
you're right. I can't
You look like
I have my mask.
Lord
right here.
Holio.
Can't do that.
But anyway,
I always carry my mask everywhere I go.
Oh, good call.
I always do. Because you going back to the stone thing, I somebody wanted me to try them, stones or whatever, and it had such a negative effect. It did the opposite what it is supposed to do, so I quit. I put them away and got rid of them.
Some do.
Yeah.
It just depends. I mean,
Yeah.
some do have a feel that, because again, they're too earthly, and some of them feel and they magnetize some things that aren't right.
Right.
But
Yeah. That's why I don't mess with that stuff. I'll just natural, we'll say. I
Yeah.
just want to do it into a case or whatever, or just in life itself. I have enough of awareness of my surroundings.
well, I got to start. I need to do as you do sometimes. I got to start doing the sleep with my ears muffed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I have no problem with sleeping.
Does that work at all with? I mean,
ahead.
you don't have the sleep paralysis per
Never had
se.
it.
So
Yeah.
You just hear things, right?
I had consistently had things talking to me. I mean, coming up. Because the thing is with this field, once you make yourself known that you can hear things or see things or whatever, things will come. It's like if you ever watched the movie Ghost.
Yeah.
I know they played a little play on it where she had people constantly coming around her and just talking to her, and then think about the whole scene with Patrick Swayze singing Henry VIII I Am to her over and over. Just
Yeah.
like, that's what it was basically, and I was like, I can't do
I
this.
forgot about that.
I cannot do this, and so I had to start wearing headphones to drown it out, because literally things would come up to me and go, hey, like shouting in my ear, like if you were in the room with me, and I'm like, what the fuck, leave me alone, I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah.
And it became a lot of restlessness. So I started wearing the headphones just to drown it out, and I can listen to. I'm a metalhead sometimes.
Yeah.
But I listen to everything. Don't get me wrong, but I can listen to metal and it'll put me to sleep.
throw Pantera on the
Yeah.
chat.
It
Did
doesn't
you-
drown me? It doesn't make me.
You didn't
journalize.
have that the first time we went down to Oklahoma, right?
What? Didn't have what?
Hearing that.
Oh yeah.
Did you?
I've always had it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I've had
I didn't know
it
if
for
you
years.
were in your tent, like having that on or
No,
anything.
I had my headphones on then. I had my headphones. Oh, then I don't. Did I have them on?
Oh, no.
I don't think I had them on then.
Because you were
But-
over in your separate tent by yourself that first night.
Yeah,
that
that's
we
the
were ever
first time I
there.
was up. No, because I heard everything that night.
Oh, okay.
Because that's why plus I'm a light sleeper.
Because you heard the thing
Yeah.
coming near
Oh
you.
yeah.
Oh,
If I had my headphones, I probably wouldn't have heard it.
True.
So, No, but the time we took the RV, I had headphones on, just because it's hard to sleep as it was, and
Yeah.
but
Given where we were.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then we went to, but even when we went to the Eldridge.
See, I remember the Eldridge.
I had
And you
headphones
laying
on.
there with them on.
I put them on, but I could still see things. I mean, like the light kicked on, and I was like, "What the?"
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
motion
the
sensor light
flashlight
kicked on and
That's
everything,
when
and
Colonel
Rose
Eldridge-
waking me up and saying it kicked my leg. I'm like, yeah, because you just kicked me with it
Yeah,
too.
because we were in complete black darkness. You couldn't see
Yeah.
your hand in front of you, and all of a sudden you see this bright shining light, and I was kind of even around the
Flashlight and the motion light.
corner. Yeah, and it kicked on. I'm like, what the hell is that bright? Oh, that's just the flashlights on the countertop. Oh, well, fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah.
So we only got like a 2-hour, 3-hour sleep.
Well, I
this-
blame Roth for that whole moment.
Yeah.
'Cause before bed, he was like, "Thanks a lot, Colonel Eldridge, for not doing shit tonight." You know, and then he went to bed, and the next thing you know, he fell asleep, and then he woke up because somebody kicked him.
I don't get it. We had plenty of activity that night. But
He didn't.
I know, poor guy.
Yeah,
I don't know who he's with.
I don't know. I was
It was
with
me.
Kathy.
He was with you?
Yeah.
You guys didn't have anything?
That night activity?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We had stuff going on in that room.
Not in the room, but actually
No,
in
I
the
mean,
hotel.
I'm saying on the actual tour, yeah. Or
Okay.
in the investigation public part.
Yeah.
We had things going on in that room. I'm trying to remember what happened. It's all on video. I know that because I had the handheld and wrote it too.
See, that's what we wrote. Well, nothing happened all night. Well, dude, 17 things happened 20 minutes ago. You don't recall it? Well,
Yeah,
it wasn't that active.
I
but
think,
it was.
I think they think it's got to be on command all the
Yeah.
time. Like most guests do too when they
Yeah.
on. It's not always that way. And
That's the
just because you're
problem.
not feeling it or seeing it doesn't mean it's not happening too.
See,
Yeah.
and
Because
that-
I wait in a room. Sorry, Jason. I'll
no,
stop
no,
in a
no,
second.
sorry.
I wait in a room when I hear something, and I'll wait seconds. I'll look at you guys or whoever the guest, and I'm like, nobody reacting to this. So I'm saying, do you guys just hear that? And they're like, what? And I'll say this or whatever, I'll say, and I'll mimic it or whatever, a voice, and then somebody will say, oh, is that what that was? I heard that. And then, oh, I heard that too. You'll hear it, and they just don't know what they're hearing.
Yes.
They don't realize, oh, maybe it's in my head. Well, no, that's the thing. That's them talking to us or reacting to us. So, go ahead, Jason, you're saying
I was just saying, I think that's where my own personal preference is now. I'm getting to the point where it's getting harder for me to do events
Sure.
just for the fact that I like to entertain people and,
Yeah.
and do stuff, but the more that I get around groups of people that are just so bored out of their mind after the first 30 minutes
Right.
because nothing's happening,
Yeah.
and then 2-3 hours into it, nothing's happening, or they're, like you said, they're hearing stuff, but they don't know that that's what they're hearing.
Sure.
They want things to happen on command.
Instantaneously.
Like,
It
I want to
doesn't
see it.
work
I want
that
to see
way.
it. Like, remember when the Adventurous Babes, when we went down to Dodge City that time with them, and their leader of the group,
Not Dodge.
it was Tina's friend.
Were they in Dodge?
Yeah, it was in Dodge. We all took them down there that time,
I kind of remember.
It was a
but
long
yeah,
time
I remember
ago.
that. Yeah. but-
several years ago. But anyway, she was just so, 20 minutes into being there, she's like, I want to see some ghosts. Let's make it happen.
Oh,
When
It
does it
doesn't
start?
happen that way.
When does it start? It was like we go in there and we just say, okay, guys, come on out now.
Yeah.
Spook these people. It doesn't fucking work that way.
Right.
Stop it.
I was thinking
you know?
about the time in Wilson. They were having kind of they were there to party, and then
Man.
some of them, not all of them, and then so they broke off from the group, and did they have one of the rooms we needed?
Yeah.
And I think it was the sheriff's room.
Yeah.
And they broke out a Ouija board and all
Mhm.
stuff they took it for entertainment value, I
Yeah.
guess, versus the
And
science behind it.
one of the young girls that was in that room with the Ouija board, died a few weeks later.
Really?
Mhm.
I didn't hear that.
Car accident.
Seriously, I didn't know that.
Yep. Tina told me.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah. So, and she was all new to this, but I guess they were getting some actions, and she was doing the board. And next thing you know, she's gone. A few
I
weeks,
think I know what you're talking
2-3
about now.
weeks later.
That's crazy. I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about now that I remember
Um,
who was in that room.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think Cody was in there for a brief moment
Really?
with him, but I can't remember. But
I don't either.
yeah, I can't do the whole. I'm getting to the point it's getting rougher for me to do
Right.
events just for the fact that people don't get it. They don't understand that this is
Sure.
going to be a rough night of
Yeah.
just trying to get it, you know, to
Well, and
happen.
they see all the TV shows where it's constantly going, and some
Right,
of that's
but
real, some of
that's-
it's fake, and
That is, and
you got to be
we-
patient.
We've got
when it
to
comes
tell
this
people
stuff.
it's edited.
Well, yeah, but not all of it. But some
Not
of it
not
is.
all of it, not all of it.
But they have to fit a 30-minute to an hour show every week.
Yeah, you're not
of entertaining.
seeing.
Otherwise, it'd be what they experience, what we experience.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's lull time. Sometimes you have stuff that doesn't sound like it's happening, but it's happening.
Right.
You gotta
But
be
they
patient.
never.
But on TV, you don't get to see that 2-3 hours
Right.
of nothing happening.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I was gonna say. They don't realize how long we do sit there waiting for something to happen.
Mhm.
Because like if we were to go tonight to go over to like the bank building in that city and just
Mhm.
have it to ourselves, we'd be up till like 4 or 5 in the morning
Yeah.
working on
always.
doing stuff because we're capturing this, seeing this, doing this.
Right.
After, but we're taking several hours to do it,
Yeah.
sitting in darkness,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah. Barbara says, yeah, and TV shows always get evidence. LOL. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep. No, I was gonna say. What the hell was I gonna say? Dang, you made me think about something else with the. Going back to the public stuff. I don't mind the public stuff. I enjoy entertaining also too. But I like
do.
the people that are there that want to do it. For the
Right.
passion behind it, not just hey, something to do on a Saturday night. Let's go hang out and get drunk
Right.
and go. Because we've had. I
It's
don't know
getting
how
to the
many
point.
places we've had where people that came in hammered, and it's just like at first they seem like they're into it. I'm like, okay, cool, hang around, you know, and then they get all because it's incoherent. So it's like, well, you're. And then, hey, did you hear that? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude. And we've had so many people that brought those people with them. They apologized to us. We're sorry. I mean, it is what it is. We're not here to babysit you guys, but we have to because of the place we're in. You know, it's a historical place. You know,
Yeah.
be respectful. And it's the same thing. These people are spirits that we're talking to. And once again, you wouldn't want to go to somebody in your house and hey, blah blah blah, kicking stuff around, throwing around. You know, it has to be respectful. I mean, like our motto is, well, I use it when I become a coach. Well, I haven't coached this year, but for sports, when we go, especially with baseball, we go into a dugout or anywhere, a sideline or whatever. I always tell the kids, leave it better than you found it. So if we go into a location, haunted especially, yeah, they had it set up as this when we first came in here. Let's leave it better than they even had it.
Right.
Be respectful, man.
Yep.
It's not yours to destroy.
And well, we're coming up with some new changes to how we do stuff too.
Yeah.
So because we're missing equipment now.
Yeah, yeah.
So
that's another
because
thing too.
guests are starting to get a little handsy on the equipment, so
Yeah.
you know we can't fly with
It
that.
could be honest. It could be an innocent mistake. It could be intentional. That's just we got to be careful.
But
because
that's
just expensive.
expensive.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
thinking about the stuff I had on with me last night. I was like, man, that's probably easily $1,000 just sitting there.
Yeah.
And I got to monitor all that, and I know you have just as much, you know, not
Mhm.
more. It gets expensive. I did the math on what you got walked away with, and I was like, damn, it pissed me off.
About 400,
Yeah,
close to,
so-
give or take.
And Barb made a good point. Sometimes people show up just to put on a show.
Oh God.
And
Yeah.
we've had that, yes.
I'm an empath.
Well, not even
I
that,
feel
just
this.
the
I feel
paranormal
that.
teams themselves.
Oh yeah,
They
we've
go,
been
look at
getting
me,
that.
and work with, you know,
Other paranormal groups who show up to
I'm
our
not shitting on
events.
any other team.
Huh?
I'm not shitting on any other team.
No,
so, go ahead.
it's just that they've been showing up to some of the events and then they start giving their opinions about
Right.
how well we would do this, and they're wearing their team shirts too.
Right.
And I'm like, that's great and all, but you're coming to somebody else's event. Be respectful, because I would not ever wear our shirts to someone else's event.
Exactly.
I probably would. It's free.
I just
free
wouldn't.
advertisement.
I know, but I wouldn't if I.
But I
you
also
know.
don't go to anybody else's. Not intentionally.
know.
I don't go to anybody else's events
Right.
because I'd rather have time to do the shit we do versus to go somewhere else.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I don't think I would. You know, I probably like you wouldn't even go. Period. But you're showing up with, you know, you got your gear. That's fine. That's
Right.
cool. I mean, that's how we met Rick. You know,
Yeah.
and up in Oberlin. But
Sorry, I'm laughing.
I don't know. All these people that are showing up with their team shirts and then they start, like you said, putting on a show. And
I was talking about people hosting the events more so. 'Cause I know of some. I've heard grumblings over the years of
yeah,
that's not even here, it's everywhere, where
Yeah.
you'll go in and think you're going to have a ghost to hunt with them, and it's not what you think it is. It comes out being something worse or not to your liking, where Well, we didn't get to do anything. We had to sit there. I mean, there's
You sit there
places,
and listen to them.
I'll call out a place. I shouldn't do this, but the Crescent is a good example of it.
It
It's
is.
so reportedly haunted, and all this stuff, and it's been done over and over. But yeah, you can't do any kind of ghost hunting. You can't you can't bring equipment, right? You can't take videos or something. Is
You
that what
can't
it
take
is?
videos. You can take K2. They
Sure.
didn't balk on it at all.
What about as a recorder? Can you do that?
No, they don't want.
Anything
They don't
recorded
want to be
devices?
recorded.
And why is that? Is my question. Is it because they don't want to?
Well,
I mean-
some of the stories they put out are not true.
Makes sense.
And again, the three tours that I've been through there, their story is on the 3 to 4 famous deaths there.
Sure, the well-known ones.
The well-known ones. They don't talk about the 2,000 plus patients that died there.
Right.
That are the ones that are probably walking the hall
Sure.
and making the place crazy.
The thing is, I mean, it's so popular, and how many tours do they do a day and everything, and
Yeah.
it gets, you
They
just
do
you
a tour-
pick the
they do a
regular
tour every
story
night.
and go with it.
Every
They
day
do
and
2
night.
tours a night.
Yeah.
And then they do countless, probably 100 self-guided tours. They charge you for a little tiny 30-cent book for,
Yeah.
and then let you go do your own tour.
I'm
But-
just curious how
They don't let you use equipment. You can worm the halls after the fact and do
Sure.
it, but
right, not during the tour.
not during the tour. Or you got to pay for a $300 room to get one of the actual haunted rooms,
Right.
which, yeah.
I mean,
I
a
found
lot of
more.
places capitalize for a profit, which I get. You got to maintain and everything
Mhm.
like that. But I mean, Waverly's another one that's really high dollar to do, which everybody wants to do. I mean, it's manageable if you get enough people in there,
Yeah.
but still, it's just like, damn, that's a lot of money.
That Missouri State, again, you're looking $1,100 to go.
Yeah, it's $100 per person, but you have to have a minimum of.
I think it's 12 or 15 right now.
Can't remember.
I'd have to look
Yeah.
at it again.
Yep. So I mean, that's disappointing when, well, even places we've done, and I won't name anything, but we've done places where they asked us to come in, and we did it, and then we come back, down the road and say, hey, we'd like to, because we let it breathe a little bit. We don't be there every day and night. Let it breathe. Come back. Say, hey, we'd like to come back in. Oh, sure, come in. $2,500. Wait, what? But you asked us to come in for free, and now that we've given you things, you
Yeah.
want to charge us now? That's okay.
Yeah.
We've been there, we've
Yeah.
done this. It was just a kind of a thing to see how things were going, and we're not going to do that. We don't need to pay to
No, it's
play,
crazy.
basically. We will if it's needed, but I mean, this is
I'm not
something-
going to pay $2,000 just to go somewhere that I have already gone to.
Right. It's just they see dollar signs, and that's not just with some of the places we've been. Like I said, it's disappointing when greed comes a part of it, and it's just like, man, don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
So, don't mean to end on the downer, guys. Sorry about that. It just it was brought up. Andy was talking about how we investigate and
Yeah.
our personal things, but yeah, like I said, I like to be totally exposed. I'm not afraid of anything we do. I don't. Like I said, I feel like I'm in control enough to where I don't like to label what I am or what I do, but I feel comfortable enough to where I can sense what's coming on because I already knew what's happening. So I feel protected enough. Now, if I ever get possessed, so be it. But I mean, that's something we'll have to cross down the road.
Yeah.
But I'm not Zach Baggins. So
I think I got a strong enough
grasp or hold.
to where I'm not going to allow something to take over my system and body. I hope.
Well,
But
and
so far, so
same
good.
with the team too. I feel like we have a good grasp on things.
Yeah.
I've been known to break things off in the moment for that reason because I don't want anything to happen to our teammates.
Shite, I'd like to have been in that basement.
I was like, yeah, this is turning. They taking a turn for the worse. We need to stop
Yeah.
and And all we did was we recommitted. We were like, okay, here's what's going on, guys. We're getting probably solid confirmation of things that are what's down here, what's happening. Do we want to cross this path threshold and continue, or do we want to stop and don't poke the bear, for a better lack of terms? And we decided not to. I mean, we're just like, sorry, man, we know what's going on here. We'll come back.
Yeah.
But in this moment, we don't want to continue to give fuel to the fire that's possibly demonic. So, nonetheless, that's why we do it. Take your chances, but not everything is as you see on TV. I mean, it's once again, it's entertainment. So be patient. If you really truly have a passion for this, you'll enjoy this.
Yeah.
Yep. So, well, God, it's already past that time, guys. I can't believe it's gone 2 hours already. We're glad to be back, everybody at home. I know you can't see me. It's the voice in your heads.
Mm.
It's the voice of the
And
theater.
ours.
Leonard Fernandez. Anyways, Nathan Warren used to do that. This is the voice of the theater. But anyways, I am here, I promise. Maybe I'm in spirit, who knows. But glad to be back on the show again. We'll try to do this again continuously every week, every Sunday night from 7 to 9 Central Standard Time. But make sure you always turn notifications on. That way, if we ever go live, you never know when we might do a live investigation. There's some things in the works behind the scenes, but you need to be notified. So turn on that. Turn on the alert so you can go live with us as we go live. So, like I said, we'll be back next weekend with a new topic. Maybe you have a guest or two coming up, so be prepared, people at home. And if you have anything you want us to talk about, any kind of subject matter, any kind of topics, let us know. Just email us. I should know the freaking email. I think it's just crypticheartland@gmail.com. Let me pull it up real fast here while I'm looking.
Also, anything local that you guys want us to hit on, something that maybe we can do like on a 2-day run to do some investigating, an actual investigation or investigating a story. Just give us a shout and then we can bring it back to the podcast. That'd be something that I would like to try to envelop on a little bit.
Yep. Definitely. So yeah, it's just crypticheartland@gmail.com. If you have anything you need, any kind of help, if you need any kind of help, or if you have any subject topics you want us to hear, let us know. Oh, I was like, what? Trying to figure out what's going on in the comments. I gotcha. So, alright guys, well, for Cryptic Heartland, this has been episode 143. We'll come back next week with 144. We're getting closer to that
All right.
150th, hopefully sooner than later.
Yes.
We'll do something fun, trust me for that one. But for the gang, I'm Leo, we got Jason, we got Andy, and we got Dan. And hopefully
Good
some other
fight.
guys will come back soon enough for the
Good
show.
night.
Thank y'all for watching and
Yeah.
joining in.
We'll see you next time, guys.
All right.
Is
Thank
that
you.
all?